Again, there is going to be a massive football match happening, so make sure you definitely check that out. It's a new mode coming into the game. It's something that I'm going to be trying. I don't know if I'm going to end up winning. I'm hoping that I do. And Conchita, honestly, I think if we played, you would absolutely destroy me.
Yeah, I can see that. I think it's very exciting because it's also the Football World Cup, right? So it's right on theme, and I'm so excited to try this new mode.
Right, I mean, for Free Fire, this is going to be an exciting mode. Lace, I might have a higher chance against you, and I'm not just picking on you.
Well, you suck at golf, so you probably suck at this as well.
So true, and basketball too, apparently. But for Neptune, you know what? Fire kickoff, Neptune. We might get a chance. You might coach me.
Oh yeah. Well, at that point, yes, because I've been playing for quite some time now, but I haven't played this kind of mode yet. So I'm really looking forward to it. But let's see. I mean, we might tag up right there, and probably we're the ones who are going to dominate that.
I like the way you think. Yes. You know what? He's not cursing me right now. Sorry, I shouldn't be jumping right now, but I got hype after that. He cursed one team and then he blessed a bunch. That's Neptune for us.
Oh, yeah.
But for everybody today, I mean, we're going to talk about this because there's a lot at stake, right? We have some heavy hitters that we thought that we're going to be going to finals. We'll get a chance to talk about Falcons. We'll get a chance to talk about Vitality later on too. But honestly, I want to talk about GD Neptune because this squad, I know you were looking at the rotations, what they're doing in the game, and you were able to spot something for us.
Yeah, eventually at some point, or in most instances, for the side of Gun Dynasty, Benel is one of the playmaker at this point. The game changer, I would say, going solo, reviving a squad, and then bringing them back into play. And that's one reason why they dominated first day. But unfortunately, from yesterday, same situation happened, but he was gunned down. I think everyone has read that already out of them. They were a threat in day number one, so it was just tough for Gun Dynasty to not be able to make it.
And let's talk about the pressure for some of the squads earlier on too. As I mentioned, it is going to be 10 matches straight. They're not going to be getting a chance to, after 6 matches, okay, you know what, we get go back to the hotel, relax, maybe do some bot review. No, it's 10 straight. They have to watch out for just exhaustion in regards to what these players are used to, Conchita.
True. Then again, it's called the survival stage. So they have to learn how to survive. And we talked about this yesterday. Remember, we talked about endurance. We talked about the stamina. We talked about how this tournament is not a race. It's a marathon. So I'm pretty sure the teams know exactly what they're doing and getting themselves into. And I do think that the teams that we have right now are the heavy hitters. Like one of them, Gun Dynasty, I agree completely. I mean, 162 points, 111 elimination points. They should have made it straight to the next stage, but here they are. So yeah, I think it's gonna be just another fun day at the EWC eSports World Cup Free Fire 2026.
Luckily for Gun Dynasty, those top teams are not going to be here. But also, unluckily for Gun Dynasty, they did have an awful, and I mean absolutely awful day too. Today will probably be different, but let's switch it up. Let's talk about some teams that actually ended up performing on day 2. One of them being none other than the Indian powerhouse of tag. And I believe we have an interview with them.
Hello everyone, Carol Bombshell here, and I'm happy to be here with the Shotter, the player from Apex. Alright, today it must be a hard day for you guys, but anyway, qualifying phase was a time for you guys to forget. So I want to know, how was the preparation for today's matches?
Like today we are confident, we have studied everything and we can qualify today.
Oh, I heard that your family are here and supporting you. How important it is to have your family here to support you?
It is very important for me and I am really proud of my parents and I am representing my country. So we have to qualify today.
Amazing, amazing. Is there any map that we will have such a surprise from your team?
We can surprise in first match only, Kalari.
For real?
Yes.
Do you guys have anyone in a specific that maybe you guys study a little bit more, that you guys are keep an eye? Is there any team here that are gonna play against you today that's going to be a threat for you guys?
Team secret.
Ooh, can you tell us a little bit more and why?
Like they have good firepower and they can give us good competition.
Okay. For us to finish our interview, because I know you are such in a mood for preparation. Yes, we respect that. I want to know. So, in which place of our overall standings are you guys gonna to finish today?
#3.
Okay. Are you confident for today?
Yes.
Okay, guys. So I hope to see you doing good, doing well during the matches. I'll see you soon.
Okay, tag the confidence. I'm loving it. Remember what happened to Vitality yesterday when they got really confident? Hopefully that doesn't happen today. Hopefully it's a completely different scenario. But them saying that they want to finish in 3rd place, Lace. I know, Lucifer, you're currently just back there smiling. Deep down, I'm smiling too because I want this squad to be able to make it to the finals. Can they do it?
I mean, I believe so. It's something that, well, obviously every single team wants in this position, but the thing is that everybody else wants it just as much. So I like what he said when he was like, our biggest threat is Team Secret.
Yeah.
And look, if we can take into the performance yesterday, I don't think they really sort of gave it all they had. We saw them sort of play more on the edge, being like an edge hunting team, and the rotation was where they had their downfall, and they weren't able to sort of solidify themselves in the middle of zone, which is where they couldn't capitalize on more eliminations and more points. They need to focus on like their rotations more. So, Tag, I don't know if you got anything to worry about Team Secret, because they need to do something crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's also one map wherein they got 0 points. So I actually, that was difficult for the team as well. We're really catching up. They did place 3rd if you take out the top 4. So they're already doing it. But let's see though. I mean, it's getting tough right now, tougher and tougher. But it's a good thing as well that we've eliminated removed the top dogs out of the competition.
Yep.
So it might be easier for them to make it through right now. And I do agree for the surprise bit in Kalahari, because at this point, they really need it, because they didn't do so well in that map the first time they played it.
We'll get a chance to see what the maps are going to be looking like later, but I think it's time for our PS5 story of the day, which is none other than 2 of the heavy hitters, Team Vitality. I have to say it every single time.
Yeah, you have to say it like that.
Sorry about that.
And Team Falcons. I'll work on it, Falcons. Okay, I'm gonna work on it, but I don't think that's the one that you want to go for. Lace, I know you've been keeping a close eye with Falcons. What can they do to make it in the top 4?
Well, I mean, this team is actually one of the teams that have had the most eliminations out of every squad going into the survival round. So from the group stages, they managed to capitalize on those eliminations, and this is above Dynasty, Vitality, Lion as well. However, where they struggle is their placements. They have about 7 teams that are actually outplacing them in this category and only achieved about 2 top 4s and 0 booyahs. So if you look at their rivals, they have had several top 5s and booyahs. So it looks like, placement is going to be their downfall if they aren't able to get a little bit better in that. But if they can keep this same pace with eliminations, they should be fine, because they are looking like a really good team. And if we would take the points from the group stages, they are outbeating everyone. About 169 points is what they had there. So look, I do believe that they will probably be a part of that top 2 conversation, but it's not going to be from placement unless they can pull out something crazy here. But I mean, yeah, it's only time will tell.
We'll see if they can actually do it with the placements, if they're going to be switching up something. One team that wants to make sure they're also consistent, Team Vitality.
Yeah, but I have to agree with Lace first. I mean, finishing 5th without any booyah, that is quite impressive.
doing?
I mean, 124 elimination points. And mind you, elimination points should be Team Vitality's biggest advantage, because they have 2 snipers, right? But something just isn't working yesterday. I mean, something was definitely changing on the 2nd day. I mean, just look at the head-to-head over here, 199 versus 163. I mean, 169 and 163. That's not much of a difference, but what saddens me is actually that Vitality only got 97 eliminations. And this is quite shocking to me, because I honestly thought that Team Vitality would be able to make it through to the next stage without going to the survival stage. I mean, they did try a play rotation the other day on the last 2 games, if I'm not mistaken, from 2 snipers, we have Chibang and Joel, to a normal composition of Chibang and Keong as the rusher. And I think that was slightly too late. I mean, it could have been done sooner, and that was when the downfall happened.
Yeah, I think the adjustment that Team Vitality has been doing is because even Team Falcons are bringing in those double sniper setup. We've seen it from Kiroro, we've seen it from Limit X7, so it's really tough right now for the competition of being the first. For Team Vitality being the first to bring in one specific gameplay and everyone else is coupling. But this is what I'm asking them, especially the coach, Chris Jaw. Do they have a counterfeit? Because at some point, if you're the one who bring out that gameplay, that you should have studied how to counter that. But speaking of counter, you were talking about numbers, the stats, right? So Team Falcons is elimination heavy. We have Team Vitality who is more on placement heavy. So, and one thing is equivalent between the two is they also placed fifth from each group. So I guess the firepower as well as the expectation that they will be the top two out of the survival stage is still there.
From the start, right? You're saying top two. A lot of people, especially not just with the club championship that's going on, they expect them to be in the finals. What kind of start are we expecting actually out of both of their squads? Are we expecting a booyah right off the bat?
I mean, right now, Vitality has 2 booyah secured, right, from the group stage. But I don't think that's going to be the thing that they're focusing on right now. Because, again, I think they're still doing the same thing, 2 snipers. And they're going for that elimination points, playing it a little bit more safe. Because that's what happened on the second day of the group stage. Everyone is playing it more strategically. And I think that the right way to go, because once again, it's the survival stage. We have 10 games, so they need to survive as best as they could.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at Team Falcons, they're going to be elimination heavy. That's what's been their strong suit, and they're going to come out the gate swinging hard because in the first group stage, that didn't happen. In the second groups, they found it. That's what worked for them. So, of course, they're just going to start with their eliminations and find their placement later.
Falcons, it's time to shine and fly high or just crash and crumble. Can you get another championship here at Free Fire at EWC 26? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Survival Stage.
Months of preparation, thousands of hours played, and regional finals dominated. But now, our teams stand on the edge, fighting for survival.
Every day, 33 millions of people are playing these games, and today, some of these players will qualify among the world's best.
It's a battle of the smallest margins, Luti. One failed elimination, one wrong turn, one incorrect decision could cost you your place at the Esports World Cup.
But Barney, we have to forget about yesterday, because today all the points are reset, and it's just about these 10 games coming. So no time to wait anymore. I think it is time to introduce our teams, starting with Gun Dynasty.
Titan Esports Club.
Lion.
Total Gaming Esports IQ.
Team Apex Gaming.
DRS Gaming.
Aurora Gaming.
Team Secret.
SHUL Esports.
Straw Hats.
Notre équipe française, Team Vitality.
And finally, your reigning club champions, Team Falcons. Twelve teams enter the Gadia City grid, but only 4 can fight for the title, the trophy, and $1 million.
It is time for the survival stage of Free Fire at RWC here in Paris.
The survival stage begins, and as you can imagine, we're going to crush some hopes, going to crush some dreams. Expect absolute chaos.
हामी आफ्नो बेस्ट ट्राई दिनेछौँ.
Dạ em nghĩ là 70% tụi em vào chung kết, còn 30% là hên xui thôi.
Time to introduce your next 12 teams to fight for survival. Aurora, S8, UL,
Vitality,
Lion,
Apex,
Total, Falcons,
Titan, eSports, Gun Dynasty, Straw Hats, Yeres,
Team Secret.
Thì em nghĩ là áp lực thì tạo nên kim cương thôi. Vô tới vòng này thì tụi em không sợ gì cả, vì không còn gì để mắc cả.
So we are not afraid about anyone. हामी कोहीसँग नि डराउने छैन. फाइनल एक दिनको हो, जे नि हुन सक्छ, तर फाइनल चाहिँ पुग्नुपर्छ. त्यही हो हाम्रो मेन गोल.
Vì đây là giải thế giới, chỉ với một trận top 1 thì chưa thay đổi kết cục của trận như thế nào được, nên là tụi em nghĩ tụi em phải cố gắng nhiều hơn.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Free Fire at the eSports World Cup in Paris, France. It's 2026, the third year of the big stage. My name is Husky and I'm joined by Tash Bunny on the mic. Survival stage is now officially underway. 12 teams with their keys on the line, but only 4 will be able to take it into tomorrow's grand finals.
Yep, where we do have our grand finalists already waiting. They will be taking a break for today. But as we know, that survival stage is not going to be easy. While the Titans are out of the server for now, that doesn't mean that the journey today is going to be easy. 10 maps to go, and every single player or every single team in this lobby are equally matched.
Yeah, most of the Titans have made it to the grand finals, but there's only limited slot from the group stages. We have Team Falcons, our reigning club champions, still here, and they are the ones to be feared. Team Vitality, known as the Falcon Slayers, have hunted their prey down to the survival stage. And if we just look at, on paper, a lot of people would say that theoretically there are only 2 slots today. The other 2 most likely secured by Falcons and Vitality, and that's what general consensus, and it's not my words, it's what people would think, but I'm a sucker for underdog story. We've seen Straw Hats, we've seen TAG, we've seen Gun Dynasty. I want some of them, at least one of them, to get through.
Yeah, and it's really exciting as well. I mean, especially since yesterday was Elimination Day as well. We saw a story of comebacks, tenacity, some hard work and tears, and also some heartbreaks. But again, today the heartbreak doesn't stop because, like you mentioned, there are very, very limited slots. A majority of players today and teams today will be, having their journey stopping today as well. You can see how grim the faces are for so many of these players. For me personally, I think that you come in through a survival stage, you get the momentum, you learn a bit more about what needs to be, to be fixed as we go to grand finals. But at the same time, that extra day for grand finals for the Titans at the top there, being able to watch, dissect, is also quite scary to think about.
Yeah, and this is also quite the test for some of these new hopefuls that might not have been in this spot before. We are most of the time used to a regular day of 6 matches for each team, right? And then we swap between the groups, just like what we saw in the group stage. But today is different. Today is 10 matches. And if you make it to grand finals tomorrow, last year we had 10 matches. This year is unlimited with an extra 10 point added to the threshold. We could go beyond 10 matches if it really comes down to it, which means that the teams who are playing 10 matches in a day for the first time, they're going to be put to the test. It's no longer just a sprint, it's a marathon. They have to keep their wits throughout the entire day.
Yeah, and on top of that as well, when you are going about it, right, the stamina, there are some teams that do better, as maps go by. I think we saw that happening to Twisted Minds yesterday, where they went completely nuclear toward map number 3 and beyond. But after that, you have some teams like, say, Bram United, day 1 strong as heck, and day 2 a bit more quiet. And we are questioning, are they saving strats? Do they run out of energy? And I really hope that for today, these players in today can bring the energy as much as they have here all the way to finals tomorrow.
And then, to add on to that, I want to give a couple of shout outs to the teams who are playing on stage today, right? We talk about TAG, Straw Hats, TAG nearly not 1, but 2 booyahs for India, right? The history of the region. And even, I think, Shoto's family is here as well. And what a moment to behold. We have Straw Hats. It came down to the final match of Group B. They not only started Group B placing top 3, but they finished everything with a booyah, and that booyah was enough to push them over the edge into survival stage, and they had to knock out Al Khali on the way out, which was quite the heartbreak because it was a single-digit point in difference. But at the same time, we also have, Titan Esports Club, for example, who are also here to represent their region. Gun Dynasty, the newcomers, first time on the big stage, feels no pressure and were able to finish top 3 on day 1. Yeah, yesterday they dropped out of top 4, sure, but they are still quite the threat.
Yeah, and I think that this is where things get super interesting because, again, so many of these teams, we saw day 1, day 2, what a night and day performance for many of these teams were. There were a lot of different drop spots. There were a lot of different styles of play. Conchita mentioned earlier that, even teams are starting to just change out their rosters to change into different meta styles and different shooting styles coming into yesterday as well. Now, I am curious to see what exactly is the name of the game after all because, in their playbook, I'm sure there's multiple pages. But which page are they going to use? And are they going to pull out all the stuff today? And will they have more coming into tomorrow?
Well, they have to get to today to
be able to get to
tomorrow, right?
Yes.
And I think if you talk about showing all your cards, I think the time is now, right? There's no better time to do so. You only have 10 more matches, and unfortunately we only have 4 slots, and that's the nature of competition. If you ask me to pick a team that I want to go through that is not Falcons or Team Vitality or Team Secret, I have more than just 4 teams. My hands are a bit tied. I want Aurora Gaming to go through because it's the first time in 4 years we've seen them back on that world stage. I want India to have a team to go through, especially TAG. I want Bangladesh to have Straw Hats to go through. I can't make my choice. It's like going into a buffet. It's like a lady in a perfume store. It's pretty hard to find what you want. But in the grand scheme of things, I personally want to see if the teams themselves can make it through, especially our reigning club champion, Team Falcons.
Yeah, on top of that as well, I really want to shout out Lions as well yesterday. I think they had a lot of tenacity. They're very hot, very sharp as well. But sometimes it just feels for this particular team, they're a little, sometimes they get over-aggressed, sometimes they can overheat as well. And which is why it's really scary to see what exactly they have in store today, and what better way to start off with an interview with the team.
Hello everyone, I'm Yusel and welcome to day 3 of EWC 26 Free Fire. Right next to me is Games King from Lion. So since today you guys will go into a survival stage, I think it's going to be very tough, very difficult. Have you guys have any plan for your team to get into the top 4 today?
Sí, ¿cómo te sientes para el plan de hoy? O sea, ¿qué tienen planeado para entrar en el top 4?
Bueno, sentimos que hemos fallado en varios aspectos, tema de coordinación y quizá un poco mecánicamente, y lo que vamos a mejorar fundamentalmente yo creo que va a ser las rotaciones del equipo y un poco más centrados todos juntos.
We are doing better the rotations for the map and work together. He said that.
Work together because, you know, me and everyone around can all see Lion is a very strong team, especially people that are in love with Games King because his playstyle is very special, very unique. So are you confident enough to get the top 4 to go into the grand finals tomorrow?
¿Te sientes confiable para entrar en el top 4 y estar en la gran final mañana?
Sí, obvio, me siento muy confiado, sé el equipo y la capacidad que tenemos y lo vamos a dar todo para poder mañana estar en la gran finals.
He's well for today and he's very confident for tomorrow. Okay.
Lovely, I love that. Okay, so one more questions. So in the board today, which is 12 teams, who do you guys aware the most?
Repeat again.
In our top 12 today, so who do you guys aware the most? Which team?
¿Cuáles son los equipos que tú crees que están en el top 4 de hoy día?
Bueno, Lion, Aurora, Boon Dynasty, and Team Secret.
The teams are Lion is the first top in the top the table, and Gun Dynasty, and Aurora, and Vitality, yeah, and Team Secret.
Oh my god, thank you. One from my country, but I'm very surprised you guys choose Aurora. Well, thank you so much, Lion, and I hope you guys will have your best day today to get into the top 4, and we will see you guys tomorrow in the grand finals. Thank you for your listening, and now let's see what's up more in Videv.
And that was Games King from Lion. And if you don't really remember who he is, used to be with, well, I want to say used to be. Last year he played under the banner of Movistar R7 back on the world stage in Jakarta, and we actually celebrated his birthday there. And he also, I think, missed his graduation ceremony, if I remember correctly, but all for that big cut of glory. And here he is again under the banner of Lion and being one of the favorites to make it through to tomorrow and join some of the big dogs that he has competed with. We're going to head into game 1 right now, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be none other than Kalahari.
Yeah, exciting stuff coming through here as well. And in this situation, as much as I want to say favorites, I mean, we did have, right, Vitality, Falcons, but at the same time, I would love a world where other teams can challenge these two, where other teams can take away space from these two as well. And I am curious to see whether or not we're going to be seeing hot drops happening. And looking at where things are going, Refinery straight toward TG, Straw Hats coming in toward the southern side, I wouldn't be surprised if these two were to clash.
So I had a conversation with Lucifer yesterday, and he said that if only an Indian team made it through to the finals from the group stage, because there is a high chance that some of these South Asian teams, being used to each other's rotation, might end up hunting one another down. And that could, you know, shift the balance and the scales and their chances of qualifying. Straw has already losing a member. At the start, we got Falcons up against DRS. The Real Soldiers, not really that of a threat in the hands of Pina, who dispatches two of them in a row. Pratik and KD got go down. Turnaround move in, drops the dome, but Pina still has the help out to work with. And Pina single-handedly taking care of the South Asians. And now he's looking for his third elimination. And of course, he gets it.
My gosh, Pina somehow managing to deal with 3 different players at the same time, different angles, somehow managing to not only buy time for rotations, but also these isolated 1v1s. Scary work coming in from the Falcons, and they are dropping in super, super hot. There's a lot of early fights happening as well. SAUL are going head-to-head up against the Straw Hats as well going on here. And I think for the rest of the teams, this faster pace will not be stopping.
Early on, Games King did have Aurora Gaming on their list of teams to watch out for, even potentially qualify for the grand finals tomorrow, when they actually faced off in Santa Catarina, with Aurora Gaming coming out on top with 2 points. So that actually sent Lion Esports rotating away to Stone Rage on the south side. I believe they either used a hook gun or took the launch pad to get away from the situation. DRS again reuniting with TAG. They both actually ran into Falcons earlier on. Shoto actually is the first one to go down. The tip of the spear broken in half by DRS, and now they're pushing the envelope right into the dome. Is Woman trying to bring his teammates back and gets the job done. So now he's gonna try and fight his way out. Gets Alu down as KD God joins in, but unfortunately Pratik was watching the flank, and DRS comes out on top with 2.
Crazy stuff coming in from DRS real quick, knowing that TAG would be somewhere here to go in for that revive. No rocks unturned, as well as Team Secret looking to go head-to-head against Gun Dynasty here. Waiting for time here, Tikoy in the front line, putting a bit of damage, and Veja barely alive. Rushes forward, one player from Gun Dynasty knocked down, and for Tikoy, it's all about finding the last member, and death from above, and cleans up house. Team Secret looking real good right now with 2 eliminations already, and the rest of GD running away with their tails tucked between their legs.
Only one surviving member left for GD. Benel, again, the star sniper player of the team, showed up big time on day 1, but day 2 was more of a whimper. The stealth bites will get him out onto the edge of the map, but it's going to be a slow game from this point onwards. There's actually some concern for Team Secret's chances today, the heavy hitters. As Vitality shows up on the feed as well, taking out members of DRS. Stroax actually clapped back. Aurora now running into Falcons. DRS Gaming wiped out.
Here comes the Falcons, still on a rampage there. On fire, forced to reposition, with one of their players getting a knockdown as well. Quick with the break onto those blue walls. The Valentine looking so good by the Falcons. And it's a complete wipeout. Aurora Gaming, the first team out of the lobby.
Joining DRS, Falcons cuts down the ranks. Straw Hats, Cool catching up onto Benel. And you find a finisher here. Teammates not anywhere in sight. He's gonna take it slow. If Benel gets removed, that's gonna be Gun Dynasty out of the first lobby.
You can hear how loud the players are down there celebrating as soon as they manage to get a wipeout here. With who waiting for that opening toward Bentley. Shots come through, but no full committal quite yet. And for good reason, the lack of information, the lack of ideas where other teams might be, that's keeping them at bay.
But now out of there, Stealth Bite came back off cooldown, but Straw Hats are calling in reinforcement, and there's an interception there. Shocked, lying in wait. There's the glue wall used, but now bringing his teammate back just in time. Heroics from Straw Hats, or in this case from Gun Dynasty, to keep that lifeline in this game. But that just gives Straw Hats the second point. As Vitality continuing that rampage. And then look at the STC replay here. Vitality up against DRS. Sebang and Joel, and even with Deeks in the front line, making quick work of DRS.
Vitality players trying to get a bit more space just to go for that full-on advantage, not able to do so. Waits in the wings. A lot of noise made on the other side. Nice knock coming in from 2 different players as well. Rahat falls, but at the same time looking to trade. Nejat's already knocked out already. Koja comes through from the bottom side. Their angles are great. And Vitality goes big here already. 7 elims in the bag.
Yeah, that's one rears his head as well with the knock on the Sebang, and actually takes that one away. So it's going to force Vitality to get out of there as Team Secret rotates in. But Koja was one of the biggest breadwinners of that entire encounter, having the Aurora vision with the Koja, giving it information that there's actually 2 teams fighting in front of him as he makes the call to vulture and scavenge points instead of directly participating. So smart and tactical decision there from the Hornets. They will survive with 3 members for now, but shouldn't be too big of a problem as Team Secrets were a bit too far behind to have any impact on that outcome. Koja brings Sebang back into the lobby.
Let's say UL's 1 more player left as well. I think it shouldn't be a problem for him to be able to get this space. But if KD God's timing is good, might be able to run away with another point. Regardless, as we look at the rotations here, Northern side so interesting. Never mind, hold that thought here. Troll definitely heard the footsteps of KD God there as well. Gonna cross by one another. The glue walls keep Troll at bay, and managing to get his teammates back into the game must be frustrating with that off timing.
Both of them having the same idea. Survival first, elimination second. So both of them just wanted to do some shopping at the vending machine. No harm, no foul there. S8UL and TAG continues their run. Some teams so far, silent. I was looking for Total Gaming IQ to have some early impact, but they are taking it slow. And rightfully so at Mammoth. Big area to work with. Falcons running into Gun Dynasty, and this time it's Benel that takes the hit. Quad 4 on fire. And double digits now for Falcons. Shairu getting found out on the P now, wins the 1v1, but there's 3 more Falcons about to descend from above. Shairu needs to make this quick, and Falcons will make it painless. Gun Dynasty out.
It feels like they're the Grim Reaper in this server right now. Moving around the map, taking these fights and eliminating so many different teams here. Shocked, knocked out already. His Team Secrets will follow suit, wanting to go huge in terms of eliminations as well. They're not done quite yet. Looking for the final member, or at least one more member of the Straw Hats there, who will fall and eliminate a PLS1 on a rampage. Team Secret already with 9 eliminations, even taking that damage dealer right now. Damage dealer and leader, excuse me.
That's what's been missing for Team Secret. A couple of recipes need to be fine-tuned from yesterday, especially when we look at some of the key players. T-Kui and PLS1, they need to work hand in hand and have a good day. It's the biggest advantage and also the biggest weakness of Team Secret, and yesterday it reared its ugly head. So far, good start to game 1, 9 eliminations under their belt and counting. Straw Hats though will again get that revive in, same as S8UL. Not out of the game just yet, but Nor actually dropped into the dens of the Lion. So that could be another 3 points for the LATAM representatives.
Interestingly enough, we're seeing some of these teams start farming these eliminations, and there's so many of them. Falcons, Vitality as well. Team Secret is also another one of them. It's so scary just seeing them move around the area, and also so decisive on how exactly they move, rotate, and crunch so many of these players as soon as this execution happens. One thing's for sure though, is not as aggressive as I thought very, very early, and understandably so, as these teams start to get a feel of each other with their new strats, plays, and even drop spots.
And this circle should finally force Total Gaming IQ to start making a move from Mammoth. And usually it's an area that Twisted Mind likes to contest, but thankfully, since they are in the grand finals, it was freed up for TG. Falcons once more, multiple UAVs deployed just to cover the ground, get the lay of the land out. 12 eliminations with Straw Hats within the vicinity of Limit's line of sight if he so wishes to. When we look at the radar as well, Team Secret so far out, and actually Falcons with the scan catches all 4 of them at shrines.
And this is great, especially since they are going to be advantageous enough with the compound and the area. If Team Secret decides to just rotate over from northern side straight, they have to take this fight against the Falcons. Regardless, the circle will shift a bit more toward that southern side there, where TEC does have that middle area in full control. If anything, they can be the one that lays the law of the land, keeping the rest of teams out if they are strong enough.
TEC taking the center of Kalahari around command post, so there are some structures that they can still lean on for now, but my guess is the next circle shift will bring them all out into the open, and we saw that happen a couple of times yesterday. And that really is the true test for some of these teams. Can you fight out in the open? When it comes down to just raw decision making and the resources that you have, the battle of attrition will become the primary focus. For now, most of these squads still manage to slow it down. You see even the satellite dish occupied by Koja, Vitality spread out around Refinery, and this could help them intercept Team Secret.
Yeah, but they're not really showing their hand either, being very cautious right now. I don't think they've been spotted out quite yet. I was sort of expecting them to just really, let her rip as the members of Team Secret rotate over and just really maybe steal away an elimination or two. But I think at this time, they're prioritizing on more opportune situations. Oh, crossby here. There's the first shot coming through. PLS1 barely survives that first encounter.
This high ground run is not going to be easy. They will have to use that glue wall. PLS1 sent onto the flank to try and get a couple of pickoff. But this is where Team Secret sometimes struggle. Again, we talk about them having 2 key players that both need to have a good day. PLS1 starts it off good, takes out Koja on the satellite dish, and that is going to eliminate a big anchor for Vitality. Rescue come in, the medic in the form of Sebank. PLS1, if you can pin them down, Secret have a chance.
But Joel is there on the end, but got caught out there. Team Secret so aware, and even the Valiant dash to quickly break those glue walls, but Diggs a bit too aggressive there, does not realize that someone waiting in the wings chunks him down. And Vitality, they thought they had the high ground here, now in trouble. trouble, but able to recover. Joel left bleeding, and the rest of Team Secret, well, for PLS1 is all about the reposition and just trying to get away and bring his teammates back into the game.
The setup was great for Team Secret, but the response was better from Team Vitality. Again, Koja bailing out his team, even though they lost the vantage point. And that's all thanks to Bang as well. The revive on the top of the satellite dish allowed them to recover in time. Not to mention Dix putting up a pretty good fight despite getting pushed by Tikui. So now Team Secret are really in hot water. Vitality, not willing to give up. Koja actually getting tagged his limit from downtown, saving PLS1.
You cannot cross the Falcons right now. So aware! Positioning so good with the snipers. Nasty work, you can't cross. Your head has to be down. And the rest of the Falcons, I don't think Jack is gonna survive this encounter anytime soon either. They're just keeping an eye out for any other stragglers coming into the circle. I don't think any more than that is going to be achieved.
14 points now for the Falcons. Next in front of them, Titan Esports Club. Fortunately, the point on Jack wasn't able to be picked up, as the blue zone was the one that got the elimination at the end. PLS1 is now going to get pushed. Let's see how much he can make out of this. KD got with a good tag. And TAG making good on their promise, but his limit that steals it away. Team Secret outwoven, shot mid-air by Lion. So TAG now will have to make their small move, but they are going to try and pin down Falcons on top of that command tower.
Just really taking this step by step. First step was just taking out the Team Secret player and then crossing through. Straw Hats as well, going to be pressured. Troll hasn't been noted quite yet. He could be able to run away with an elimination or two. Regardless, Straw Hats still on the outer end here, but TEC, there we go. Quick, just knock him down there. Blade finds him in the end so quickly. We'll be able to walk away with another point as the elimination does come through. But the fight's not over quite yet. You also have to cross the final boss, which are the Falcons. The high ground full in their control, but Straw Hats, the rest of them, are going to try and wrestle this area away.
And like I said earlier on, Tash, the circle is going to move out into the open. That's going to be the true test. TEC up against Straw Hats. TEC winning it out in a dominant fashion there, led by Blade with a triple. As we down to the 5 teams. Falcons was early on pinned down by Lion, but now they descend from the skies and pick up a couple again. Najat tried to run away, but not possible. Could just responded on fire, but no confirmation there. TEC tried to fight back, but Falcons fight harder. 19 points.
Honestly, scary how they just waterfall down and completely obliterate TEC. Only Kutush is left alive. Hasn't been spotted quite yet. But the Falcons are still being super cautious, knowing that there's another team watching and just seeing them close by. But it's Pina to open up that space, checking those corners, dotting their I, crossing their T's. They spotted out TAG, also the Lions as well. But for the rest of TAG, they're not able to rotate into the zone and get completely annihilated.
Clamped down by the Lions, and the rotation was just too late. Even the Hail Mary didn't work out. Falcons getting pushed, but still able to retrieve that teammate's Karoro, bleeding up profusely, but in the end was able to patch himself back up. So Falcons back up on their feet and now are in a prime position to take the first booyah, unless Lion has something to say about it.
They're just still waiting patiently right now. There's a lot of pressure coming in from so many different angles. The Lion cannot come through the front door, so they're gonna move away to a different compound and just really barricade themselves inside.
Total Gaming have a chance now. The circle in their favor is gonna start shifting, so TG, they can move and let Lion and Falcons play this out.
Waiting here, Aztec gonna rush forward, cannot do so quite yet. Wata, great opening onto On Fire, just to cripple down the Falcons a little bit more.
Play slow. Slow and steady, you do not need to rush this. Circle in your favor, TG. This is your chance. You've seen your friends do it yesterday. You know it's possible. Falcons now threatened by the blue.
Have to move forward as well. Here's Gameskin keeping the rest of the Falcons away from the zone. And they're forced to move away. Zone down, On Fire, knocked down, and eliminated Mafia, doing the damage and taking away that space. The Falcons, numbers dwindling, space not in their favor. And as for the rest of the team here, TG forced because they have to be aware that the Lion is close by.
Great rotation from Lion on the flank as well. TG, can they stop the Aztec? Gets traded out by Hacks. They had the position, but Lion knew just where to strike hard. Water in to try and salvage the situation and get a couple of points for himself. It's Games King drops down the building, but he does have Aztec and Shanky left with him. This is still very doable for Total Gaming IQ.
Timing is so good, and thanks to Lion, they have a bit more space to work with. But the shots coming in from Joker is just incredible.
They can do
down. And now for TG, gonna rush forward here. Lion, only one member left. Joker gonna try and make some magic here. But I don't think TG is gonna allow that to happen. A reposition is there, the glue wall set down, but it's going to be broken! And TG, a booyah to start off the day.
Another booyah for the region. Total Gaming Esports IQ Aztec with the lifeline for the team. And again, great decision at the very end. They get the favor of the circle shift and they played it cool, calm and collected. But flowers to Lion as well. Finding the flank, taking the back end rotation and almost catching TG off guard. And that is the true test we've been talking about. When you're forced out into the open and have to play the battle of attrition, can you manage your nerves? And TG says, of course we can. Aztec, Wota, they held the front very, very well and just good enough to allow the game to play it out.
Honestly, incredible stuff. I was a little bit worried just now, just seeing the Falcons all the way till the end. The circle fortunately giving them that space, but I have to say that being able to pick and choose who your foes really are and being able to just, I would say, take it step by step, round by round to be able to secure that final moment. But if we go back into that game, I love to see how aggressive and how quickly teams are going to move. But let's have a look at the comms.
आराम से स्नाइपर एक चूतिया गिरी कर रहा है मादर चोद चल मां की चूत पैन चोद हां जी आराम से ऐसे खेलने बस 4.
And there you have it, Total Gaming Esports IQ with the first booyah on the big stage. We just say this is the stage where dreams come true, and it did come true yesterday for a couple of teams. And history will only keep on writing itself as long as the players are putting in the legwork. Now with TG on the board, Lion definitely will be looking for their first couple of close calls, but close calls aren't enough. And I think Lion also knew that they had it. They had that rotation, but we did see Wota holding the flank, and it was just good enough to keep them in the running. A couple of teams know that bombed out early. DRS, Aurora Gaming, gotta start stepping up now because they have 2 days to warm up. Today, every single round counts.
Yeah, and I think it's really scary as well, granted that how many of these teams have started to just really become the Reaper to move around the map and start to farm these eliminations. One of them are the Falcons. I believe they got 21 eliminations throughout the entirety of that lobby, moving there on the area, forcing these fights. And when they go for these fights as well, it's very decisive on how they want to execute, and they chunk in from different angles, not allowing any of these teams to go for those revives.
Even when we look at the match standings, right? Aurora Gaming, Gun Dynasty, and DRS, talk about them having quite the unfortunate start. S8UL getting 7 points, Straw Hats getting 8, and even Team Secret having a good drop on the Team Vitality onto Refinery, but unfortunately weren't able to convert that initial pick. That did cost them a little bit, but even for TAG, right? They had a pretty decent run up into the top 5, but once more, they were pinned down by Lion, and the rotation just came in a bit too late. So overall, this game one really did set the stage. Falcons once more showing that it really doesn't matter if the booyah goes to them or not. They still were able to rack up the most points on Kalahari, and this should be a reoccurring theme for the rest of the survival stage. But we have plenty of action awaiting you guys. We'll be back in just a bit.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
So we constantly hear from our users, it's really hard to get your avatar to sound exactly the way you want. Make sure they're not robotic.
Either one, you're done.
And that is exactly the start that we expected from the survival stages, with Total Gaming taking that booyah, which was a little bit unexpected, don't you think, Kajita?
It was. But then again, that fight, the top 3 teams, oh my god, we have Total Gaming, we have Lion, and of course, that was some intense fight. I did not expect to see the fight breaking so soon, honestly.
Yeah, and if we have a look at that sort of earlier fight, we were chatting about Team Vitality against Team Falcons, and from the initial start, did they come out kicking and swinging? I mean, Vitality had about 8 eliminations before Zone 1 closed, and Falcons was on about 7. But obviously, if we touch on the Falcons there, they actually ended up with about 21 eliminations at the end.
Yeah.
And I did say that, they needed to work a little bit more on their placement, and they hit out in 3rd, so that would have secured immense points for the Team Falcons. And honestly, the wipe on Aurora from them is something that they'd probably be a little bit cheering for, not for Aurora's sake, but obviously Team Falcons being able to eliminate these teams that really need to do well.
Then again, they were the 2024 champions, even though they came in with brand new rosters. I'm pretty sure Team Falcons are here to stay, and they are here to survive the day. Then again, one thing that really interests me was the way they take out Falcons one by one. I see that they got their advantage by being in a better position during the last circle, but man, that was so amazing what they did to Team Falcons.
Yeah, and I mean, this is where Team Falcons probably played a little bit too aggressive in the final circle. It is okay to do that stuff at the start, but again, we have to bring Lion in the conversation as well, because from the group stages yesterday, they were up in the top sort of series on our leaderboard. So the fact that they were able to come in that 2nd place as well and holding it in there, finishing off, I think it was about 7 eliminations, and that was a great feat from them. But of course, not taking away from Total Gaming, so it is something that, these guys are going to be doing incredibly well. But look, if we touch on Team Lions, do you think that they have the grit and tenacity to keep going?
Yeah, I mean, did you see how Joker was the last man standing and he really gave him all? Just take a look at the key players. It's dominated by mostly the players that are showing their true identity, and that one of them is, of course, Joker from Lion itself.
Yeah, and you don't want to be, messing around with the Joker, okay, if we've seen anything from that. So looks like these players, they know exactly what is meant for them today. And something that I sort of wanted to bring up as well is Gun Dynasty.
Yeah!
What happened there?
It was quite unfortunate, of course, what happened with Gun Dynasty. But then again, I am hoping and praying for the best. I am keeping my fingers crossed because I really want to see what they bring to the table today. I mean, we all saw some hope just on the first day of the group stage, right? We are hoping that they keep the same spirit, they have the same tenacity, and that is exactly what we're looking for today.
Yeah, and we talk about these sort of slow starts across our matches and obviously from the group stages, but when we've got 10 matches today, no break, just all surviving in the survival stages, these teams need to sort of take more of that, I guess, play style from these top hitting teams like the Falcons and even Team Vitality, where they sort of progressed and had these eliminations up the top there. This is probably the crucial moment that these teams need to capitalize on eliminations. Obviously, it's awesome to get the booyah and additional points for placement, but it is the sort of kicking things off that they need to cement themselves at the top, because we only send, is it 2 through to the top?
Yeah, and talking about Team Vitality, one thing that I really want to talk about is when they were facing Team Secret, the only Vietnamese team that we have in EWC this year. That was something, right? They finally built themselves out of that situation just to be taken out by S8UL. So they need to be more careful. Okay, I'm talking to you, Team Vitality, but I guess now it's time to go back to the casters. I'm pretty sure they have a lot to say about the first game. So without further delay, take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Conchita, as well as Lace. That was crazy stuff coming in from Kalahari. Map 1 already. Total Gaming Esports IQ starting it really hot, but it's the Falcons that went all the way till the end, farming those eliminations, showing us what aggression looks like, and I don't think they'll be stopping anytime soon.
Not at all. That's the 3rd booyah for the region of India. You know what? I'm just gonna rub it in, Yunsu. That's 2 more booyahs over Vietnam so far at EWC. All right, Secret, you gotta step up. We've seen some moments of brilliance there. Again, it really came down to what I believe Tikoi said in an early interview piece, that 70% effort and hard work, 30% luck, and as much as we look back at the final circle of Game 1, you have to sprinkle a little bit of that pixie dust because it was the circle shift that really caught Falcons off guard. They ended up from being in the best position in the final circle to being in the worst position. So of course, with some stroke of luck, TG got the booyah done, but it's not in enemies taking away the effort that they put in to make it happen, right? Because if not, then Lion would have been the team that won the round. With that aside, we're going to head into game 2 in just a little bit, and I want to see if this trend is going to continue, because we're going all the way back to a classic map.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the basics as well. We saw a little bit more of the aggression early. Now, for some of these teams in the lobby, I believe that when we look at the bottom, right, Aurora Gaming, Gun Dynasty, DRS, we haven't really seen too much from them as well. I believe that throughout out of all these last 3, only Gun Dynasty ended up going out of the game with about 2 eliminations. So these are what I would feel for teams like, say, Daryl, Daryl, and also Gun Dynasty. They are a team that I would say love to go for eliminations. They love to go for skirmishes early. We didn't get to see that. What we might be able to see, so here as Alu in the front of the compound, head-to-head up against Vitality.
It's been a tough fight. Quite the challenge to pick for yourselves, DRS. Rimnam Village, not really too much area to work with, and they did drop on the edge, so the bigger compound given over to the Hornets. Gun Dynasty hunted down by Titan Esports Club. Another start that just not in the favor of GD. DRS actually finding an early knockdown as well, but I think Vitality are fighting back at Rimnam Village. GD again sent on the run.
Look at these rotations there as well. DRS finally here. Ooh, Koja may have bitten more than he can chew there. Also going to be the next one sent back out, as the other 2 members of Vitality are just gonna move away there, separated from one another. After all, I think this is a good thing, since C-Bank is the one that is close to a factory, being able to bring back his teammate into the game. Good recovery.
Yeah. And I think if for Team Vitality themselves, it actually has, making it to the grand finals means more than just qualifying. A chance at the trophy, right? Like last year, the 3 Indonesian teams in the grand finals were Vitality, EVOS, and RQ. And of course, they won that reunion there.
Right.
And people usually don't remember second places, but Vitality finished 2nd in Ria last year. So this is going to be quite the pressure for the Indonesians. David finds a isolated Ninja, does get the point for his team, but the rest, the TEC are coming in. Let's see if David can build himself out of this one. Less than 100 health to work with. Blade around the corner with the Bison. That's the 3rd point for TEC.
Yeah, quick with that as well. You can hear the team just celebrating there. You can hear how loud they're cheering throughout all of that. Except for Aurora. I think 2 eliminations already super quickly. And this is great for them as well. Gotta make up for those lost points after they had gotten eliminated a little bit too early from that last map.
This time Circle should have a good chance of going over to the northern side. SAUL against Straw Hats. Something that was predicted by Lucifer earlier on. GD gets full revive. And now another visitation made to Rimnam Village, this time by Team Secret. Earlier on, DRS were able to drive out the majority of Vitality. But Team Secret, they're looking for some redemption here for day number 2. Let's see if DRS can build themselves out of this situation. As Lion, they do find, I believe, TG. That's going to be 2 points for them.
Splitting the games right now. Positions, not seeing anyone in the corner as well. I am curious to see where exactly the trajectory of these Team Secret players are going to be as well, since Pratik is being pressured by Joel all the way top side. Knocked down already. His teammate trying his best to just really maybe bring his teammate back into the game, but Tikui sees otherwise. Bit of cover, and being the gatekeeper after all takes a bit of damage, but securing that point, taking it away from Team Vitality feels rough.
Yeah, I do like what Team Secret is doing right now. They're gonna take Rimnam Village and play that late rotation game, which might benefit them in the end. So I think the state of the circle, it is gonna move pretty far up. So a lot of teams would want to look for that early entry, which does give them more leg room to work with. Now it's just about clearing out the compound and make sure that there's no one who is hunkered down here. Don't really want any squatters in this area. Team Secret They found their 5th PLS1 on the Joe. And now they have control of Rimnam Village.
Loving the way how Team Secret is taking this step by step. First of all, find that first player in the front. Do not allow Joel to really pressure us and then come in together. The team do not allow him this 1v1 fights. Now it's about the long rotation into that circle as you have Pina here on the screen. Try to put a damage toward Jack. Nothing really connecting as he will be repositioning quickly away from his life. Crossing past 2 teams! But it's Vitality that is waiting in the wings and taking away that point. Vitality is so slippery. There's so many close calls from that first map all the way to here, even yesterday. And for them, being able to just really stabilize and bring themselves back into the game all the way to the end is what they aim for.
They get the full revive on top of that. S8UL unfortunately bows out early. 8 more games to go after this. As we slowly cross out the list, Falcons. And contrary to game 1, this is definitely one of the more slower start. TAG against GD. Vergab against Wolvin. Dome gets dropped, blocked up by the glue wall, but Wolvin is going to start receiving extra resistance. There's Shairu. Good stuff. Wolvin getting it done. And the backup from Shoto confirms Gun Dynasty's demise. Another early exit for the hopefuls.
Twice already and such a heartbreak. The crowd so excited at this outcome here. Shanky barely alive right now as they're able to just really rush forward. Wants to take away the space from Vitality, but Z-Bank huge on those 2 knockdowns. Wota and Shanky down and out. Is Vitality happy with this outcome? That's a double elimination from this guy. And they will be rushing forward into another area. Trying to find the final member if they can. Mafia, you gotta get out of here. You gotta bring your teammates back into the game. You wanna prolong your survivability.
And it should be achievable. He did use a Dynaucleus at Kyle Listewa, where Vending Machine is present. Won't be able to get a full team revive, but you gotta start somewhere. Shanky and Aztec being the choice. And Vitality, of course, catching Total Gaming Aiku. Completely off guard from behind and now putting our hit list on the Mafia. They aim to finish the job. Falcons just passing by Observatory. Would it say that there's a good chance that this circle goes all the way up north? Now we see that long rotations come in. TEC actually already in the circle along with TAG. The South Asian teams taking center stage. And they had someone used the Dynaucleus on the northern side. I believe both of them now did. Of Riverside and Mill. They might be looking for the same rotation trajectory. We'll check in on that in just a little bit. DRS out from the jaws of Falcons. Limits somehow his Stroax right there.
Oh my gosh. You do not want to cross this guy. Not able to get that final member. But it's enough damage already. With 4 eliminations. A little bit slower than that first map, but still so confident on where they go and how exactly they want to be able to be taking this fight. It's going to be quick launch pad? No. Yeah, quick into the zone as well. Have to be careful because the majority of teams have started to rotate northern side because this is a hard shift to the top, so that southern side is about to get super busy at peak especially.
Yeah, most of the teams inside the safe zone, clearly comfortably tucked in, are the South Asian squads. And TEC is one of them, right in the center. Slightly north of Riverside, as we check back at the earlier ambush by Team Vitality on the Total Gaming. Against Z-Bank with the opener, with Deez coming in as a follow-up, completely catching them off guard. Team Secret now running into Aurora Gaming. And the Blitz is a bit too much for Aurora to put up much of a resistance. So that's already 2 bodies dropped. Jun now is going to be next on the hit list. And T-Quay chases him down. Can Jun hold a candle to this man, the prodigy of Vietnam? The answer clear as day. T-Quay secures the 8th for Team Secret.
This guy is going completely nuclear right now, and we already expected that the southern side is about to get super hectic. With the Axel, the last person standing for the team, forced to move away here, but Team Secret has been hot. Rushes forward, goes up head-to-head here, but Koja goes huge with 2 knockdowns already. Now, it's all about just finding the final member there, and on to the hunt. That's a quad kill for him. And the Verasa Vitality, PLS1, what are you going to do here? You got to survive. You got to be able to go forward there. High ground advantage, his head out in the open. But he tries to rally back, but his HP being chunked down. You can't hold on more than that in the end. Could possibly comfortably survival longer thanks to the glue walls and movement. But Joel finally finds him in the end. Team Secret a bit too early than he would have liked.
A reoccurring nightmare for the Vietnamese. The second time Team Vitality bested them today. First time was in Kalahari where they were able to fight back at Refinery, and now a full team-wide after Team Secret just got up to a good fight off of Aurora. TAG winning this one against Lion. Sahilja leading the charge with a 9th point for the Indian team.
Crowd goes crazy down there out of that fight. Now for the rest of the team, they want more. You know, Lion close by have to be aware that the high ground advantage they have could be detrimental. And a good call going for this 2-2 split, a crunch, could be huge for them if they're able to just really pull away the attention from one end. Now Hacks and Games King pull away from TAG, relenting, giving away that space, choosing to go into the circle instead. But this later rotation makes me a bit worried for them, especially since TEC and the Falcons, Straw Hats, very, very healthy, early, and ready to receive these later rotators.
I like what Team Apex Gaming are doing right now. Making sure that they stay close to the safe zone, but they're also avoiding conflict. So this middle area is going to be their stronghold. And when the circle closes in, they could slowly work their way through. Because with this density of populations, there's quite the high possibility that TAG doesn't even have to get their hands dirty. Strorex and gunned down by Hacks with the Mac 10. The rest of DRS comes in through the doorway. Pratik, next victim. This Games King gives him the knuckle sandwich. Lion are barely holding on, and DRS trying to blow through the front door. Trogon in hand. The electrotherapy to work with as well. So these long fights benefit them a bit more. Hacks around the doorway. Alu getting flanked. Games King good on the crossfire and has completely turned this around.
Lion somehow managing to find that final window of opportunity. Very small though, but able to be abused. Still aware there's still one more player on the top side, DRS. Could he be able to make magic here? It's going to be a 2-on-1 situation. But you also have to worry about Total Gaming IQ coming into the fray close by. Perhaps if they come in and join on the fight, could give a window of opportunity for Takuri to survive. No, Aurora is also here, coming forward. More bodies, more advantage. As Lion gonna try and find Team Vitality in that cross. But Team Vitality undeterred. Koja takes a bit of damage, but the total bodies and gun barrels a bit too much to bear. As Aurora also were able to pick up a few eliminations of their own.
Team Apex Gaming actually was scanned out by Dinocular early on. So we'll see if that information is going to translate to anything. I believe they now drop their own Dinoculars and they spotted out the Bangladeshis of TEC. Team Vitality with 12 points in. DRS around the corner, but the compound also surrounded by the Aurora players. The Malaysian team, they need to get rid of Sebek right now. He's holding too strong of a flank. And Zuez sent to execute the task. Breaks the glue wall with the Oscar, but Koja and Diggs covers all of the area. The Sixers so well dealt with by Vitality. Joel is just making magic happen.
So hard when you are getting pressured by Joel and the collapse happening as well. Just too much to deal with. Aurora now in trouble. The Axel is just all alone. And Takuri, the window of opportunity presented on a silver platter. Sebek gonna try and go in for the flank. That was exactly where Axel is, and he was not aware! So the wipeout happens! And Aurora knocked out of the map. But the zone is closing in. TG waiting in the front, hoping to pressure the members of Team Vitality, but also aware that Falcons are close.
And TAG just got a wipeout as well, but not without a cause. They lost 3 out of the 4 members, and only KD got his left. Is it enough to be a lifeline? The vending machine no longer an answer right now. It's a 1v1 between him and Couture. We did talk about the Dinoculars scanning out both of these squads. And the result is going to be KD going around the corner, having most of the health bar and getting the confirmation in. 14 points for Team Apex Gaming, more than enough. Vitality now finally find the Falcons, but the Straw Hats are also there. A three-way fight, and Falcons, they're gonna get feasted on. Limit looking for a way out of this predicament. But they were able to find Kuro at first, the glue walls, buying a bit of time and space.
Yeah, managed to go for that revive as well, but the Straw Hats not allowing them to go for this reset. Clean up house. 6 eliminations already going in for that reposition. Aware that somewhere on the other end there, you also have Takuri on the outer side. I don't think he's going to be able to get into the zone. Vitality's on fire right now. Already 6 eliminations in the bag. DRS will be eliminated, but he did survive a bit longer. As KD God and off angle will be abused. Another point for them. And KD God doing the most to prolong this run for his team.
Doing more than enough. The only team with a full squad left are the Hornets. Team Vitality denied in game 1, but game 2 solid as a rock. KD God now getting rushed. Koja as the first participant. But this is a team game, so Vitality calls in a full squad, but they're also making sure that they don't give up too much ground. So KD God gets freed up for a while. As shocked as he finds the water off screen, Joel though steals that point away. Z-Bang now finds Aztec.
Yeah. Now quick reposition, trying to run away with their lives, trying to fight a different way, but Koja is on the hunt and chasing. A quick knockdown. Who as well will see the same fate? KD God all alone. What are you gonna do here? A whole team is coming for you. And that's all they can do because Vitality comes here for that booyah. Aggressive as hell.
Gotta deliver a booyah on home soil. In the heart of France, Team Vitality gets that boon. Again, definitely do not want to miss the grand finals, a grand reunion. And in a lobby where you are doubt the Falcon Slayers, you better make good on that name, and indeed they did. I believe 21 eliminations and a booyah, that's going to be 33 big points. Hornets now in a strong spot, but once more, the Indians and the Bangladeshis, they put up quite the performance here on Bermuda. Straw Hats in top 4, TAG, Total Apex Gaming, Team Apex Gaming. Same situation, KD God doing more than enough, above and beyond to give themselves an extra inch of that survival, of that placement point.
But once again, you can see that Team Falcons is just not slowing down on those eliminations. 21 total they were able to farm up before going down. A similar elimination count to that first map. And again, I think the desk kind of broke it down right about how Team Vitality likes to prioritize placements versus the Falcons that like to prioritize those eliminations. Both teams achieving what they came to do, but at the same time, in terms of where the positions are going to be, you know, out of nowhere, you start to see Team Gaming Esports IQ not only take up space, they're loud as heck, they're fighting back, they're shooting back, they're showing us what their region also has to offer coming back to the world stage.
I think, you know, all things considered, I am very happy. I'm delighted with what I'm seeing here. Of course, again, we can't have all of them into the grand finals. I wish we could have. There are going to be winners and losers. Now I'm looking for Gain Dynasty to step back up. There's 2 games of no-show. I'm looking for Aurora Gaming to step back up. They had a better run on Bermuda, but I wish for more. But I also want to see Team Secret really polish that mid-game because they did struggle 2 games in a row in the hands of Team Vitality. But for now, we're going to hand it over to the stage to Carol Bombshell.
Hello everyone, Carol Bombshell here on the stage, and I'm happy to have here with me Pina from Team Falcons, the first champs of AWC 2024. Thanks so much for your time. We are very anxious to hear everything that you have to say for us and to share your insight also with us. Okay, so you start the game really well with a lot of eliminations, and how important it was to get off to a strong start in the survival stage and set the tone for the day.
ก็วันนี้นะฮะออกตัวกันได้อย่างร้อนแรงเลยอย่างทีเดียวเลยนะฮะสำหรับทีม Falcon นะครับผมอยากถามว่ามันมีผลอะไรต่อรูปเกมของวันนี้ที่เหลือไหมฮะ
ก็ดีนะครับเปิดมาดีก็เดี๋ยวจะ ทำเรื่อยๆครับสร้างมาตรฐานครับจะเข้ารอบครับไปรอบชิงให้ได้ครับ
Yeah, actually, like we are quite satisfied with the result, and like since we are like coming out like very strong, we gonna try to keep that as a standard. So like we will try to make sure that we qualify for the champions.
Perfect. That's definitely a great strategy. We want to see this kind of things come more from you guys. All right. Before the games, we highlighted your high eliminations versus placement points. Is the lack of high placements in the game something you were concerned about moving forward in the competition, especially given the disappointment result back at AWC 25?
ก็อย่างในปีที่แล้วนะฮะ EWC 2025 นะฮะฝั่งเราเนี่ยค่อนข้างแบบว่าแบบถึงแม้ว่าเราจะทำ eliminate ไปได้ค่อนข้างเยอะทีเดียวนะฮะแล้วก็ point ค่อนข้างเยอะแต่ว่าเราก็ไม่ได้ไปถึงใฝ่ฝันนะฮะรู้สึกยังไงบ้างครับ
ก็ปีที่แล้วก็ผิดหวังครับแต่ปีนี้ก็จะทำให้เต็มที่ครับจะไม่ผิดหวังเหมือนปีที่แล้ว
Yeah, last year to be honest, it's quite disappointed for all of us, but this year it will not be the same. We will try our best to claim the trophy and claim the glory back for Falcons.
Amazing. That's probably a really good answer. For us to finish, I really have this really one good question right now. Please be honest with me. Which one of these teams here today on stage with you, that share the stage with you, you wouldn't like to see reach in the grand finals?
คำถามสุดท้ายนะครับผมทีมที่เราเจอในวันนี้เนี่ยในรอบ Survival เนี่ยฮะทีมไหนที่เราไม่อยากเจออยากให้เขาเข้าไปในรอบแชมเปี้ยนมากที่สุดครับ
ก็เป็น BTR แล้วกันครับ
Yeah, probably gonna be BTR.
Ooh. Okay, Pina, you gave me the right answers. Thanks so much for your time. We wish you the best luck in the next matches, and we want to see a lot more from Team Falcons. Thanks so much, guys. You heard enough here, and we are back in the studio.
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion.
Expert to take this challenge on.
Wait, Lucifer and Carol got shell.
We got it, guys. It's gonna be us taking the leaderboard now. You ready with Carol? Let's start. Okay, come here. Let's get it started. We'll play golf and we're gonna beat the rest. Let's start. There you go. 10 seconds. Come on, Carol. Let's go. Ooh, almost feels like a gunslinger right now. Let's go. Yes, you got it. We have to get it close, Carol. We practiced. You know this. You got this. Yes, feels like it. Yes, hit this side. Yeah, it looks good. Hit this side as we practiced. You know, we did this already. Hit. Go for it. Ooh, nice swing.
Oh my gosh.
That is closest. Oh my God, let's go.
There we go.
That's what we needed. We got you. We're the best. We're the best here.
Yes, we did it. Oh my gosh, it's your turn right now, okay? So, I did it. I trust you. You are the man. You got this. We're gonna humiliate them.
Everyone, we got it.
Okay. You go, man. Wait.
Oh, that's so.
Let's go. Can I push the button?
Yes.
Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. Do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it then. Okay? Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm with you, Lucifer. Let's go. You got this, man. We gotta win this. Oh my gosh, you gotta prove we are the best. Whoa. No way! Oh my gosh. See? We are the best!
We are the best.
All right. Guys, I'm not gonna say this on camera, but don't say a word anymore. If you wanna say something, say Lucifer and Carol got shell.
Okay.
Can we talk about that for a second? You were amazing. What the hell?
That is me and Carol Gottschall doing golf and taking over all of you.
Come down there, Vitality, okay? Because right now, that's exactly what you guys were looking like. 99 scores? Are you getting? We need to go back and check that machine. Something that we don't have to check is if Vitality is going to show up, because they're definitely showing up. They started off really slow, Neptune, but the one thing that we really noticed with Vitality is they're using a new skill.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm really loving that the plan is to go aggressive. Up close and personal on a 4v4 with that race skill, Bond of Eclipse, they can spot anyone up close. And this is rare. Especially in this kind of stage. It's rare to see that kind of active skill being used right now, and I think Chris Jaw has a lot in his playbook.
I 100% agree to that, Neptune, because it's not a skill that we've seen anybody use, right? Especially with stakes as such of survival. Only 4 teams make it, and Vitality pull off something like that. Unbelievable.
21 elimination points, but can we also talk about Koja though? I mean, that boy literally saved the day. Just looking back into the first game, Koja was the one to bail them out of the whole secret situation, right? Well, before they got taken out by S8UL, but still, Koja was there to save the day. And now, I think this boy is definitely someone to watch out for.
I'm just looking at the match standings earlier from page 1. By the way, in Gun Dynasty, what the heck is going on? We'll talk about you a little bit later. But 33 points for Vitality. If I'm not mistaken, Neptune, I know you were keeping track of this earlier. Is that the record so far right now?
Well, it's close to the record. In terms of elimination, it could have been. If that was elimination, it could have been the record already. But again, these teams are just trying to get on those aggressive push. The game style right now, from what we're seeing, is just chasing the opponent. And another team that Vitality has been meeting up so often, even from game 1 up until game 2, is Team Secret. And at some point, we thought Team Secret's going to win that rush, especially in Kalahari. Well, Team Vitality, or I would say Vitality, just beat them.
Now, Conchita, I know you love the Indonesian squad. I know you love Vitality. One thing that we do have to point out that I feel like the confidence is quite there. We saw Vitality just driving by, and I believe it was Leon that shot at them, and they were forced to engage, and it ended up being a total of about 4 teams fighting in one spot.
Yeah, because actually what I see from the players is that they were trying to do it more, I don't know, they were kind of trying to wait till the right moment come, but that's not really the case when we talk about game 2. So they had to change the strategy. They have to adapt. And of course, with the amount of talents that the individual players have, I think it is something that's not quite of a challenge for Vitality, right, Neptune?
I do agree. I mean, other than Koja, there's also Sibank. Like, more of information is being gathered by these teams. And I'm loving the roster they have right now. It seems like, again, despite of losing out, just very, very close. In the first 2 days, they are now trying to get that reign. And even against Team Falcons, like Team Vitality right now is leading.
How about Falcons, though? What an amazing start out of Falcons in game 1. We saw an insane amount of eliminations as well, because this is the 2 squads. I mean, it's like we know what we're doing here with the PS5 story of the day earlier on. We were talking about Falcons, we were talking about Vitality, and both teams ended up showing up, especially Falcons in that first game.
Well, Falcons did show up. They did get the points. They're sitting at the top, but there's one team that got the game number 1, right? Total Gaming. Now, for them to get it on the survival stage, game number 1, get that booyah going on, is a right direction for not just them, but all the other Indian teams. And you just saw Tag what they did in game number 2. Getting 14 eliminations, KD got surviving till the very last. That tells you the caliber that these guys are packing. And that is the reason when we were having this discussion earlier, I was like, hey, I think there is one team that's going to make it through. But it's going to be difficult. But what if both you mentioned?
I mean, it came down to KD God there towards the end. Surviving, making sure that he was just sneaky about it. Didn't go after anybody. Played out that wonderfully. And while I have you here, just in case, Lucifer, I don't get to see you here because I know you're going to be casting later on.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
It's time for you to decide. Earlier, we heard Tag saying that they were going to end up being in 3rd place. They're currently playing like that might be the case. Is that what's going to happen? Are we going to maybe possibly end up with 2 Indian squads going to the finals?
Yeah, as I said, right? Whether it's going to be 1 or 2, 1 is what I have a high hope on. You can clearly see off how game number 1 went. Aztec performing. Mafia, this is something that Mafia needs to for the team. That's where the pillar stands. While Aztec might call the shots, it's Mafia getting it through. On the other end, in game number 2, you ended up seeing KD God. He's the pillar for the team. These both snipers playing that game to perfection, surviving for the team and playing the long range, especially for communication, is giving the right direction for both the teams. And I believe, as you asked the question, there is a possibility that we see, because they've read in the very first game and second game, you can clearly see they know the rotations, especially of the South Asian teams, and now they're reading even into the Southeast Asian teams that are trying to compete with them.
We'll get a chance to discuss that even more later on, but right now, that overall ranking, you can see right there in first place, Team Vitality, Team Falcons, Team Apex Gaming, and Total Gaming with that amazing performance from earlier on. Don't forget, if you're just tuning in, if you for some reason missed the beginning of the show, the top 4 teams will be moving on to the finals tomorrow. The rest, their keys will be crushed. I'm looking at 6th place because we have to shout out an outstanding performance from Shocked. He was carrying the squad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for the first time we saw them, he was just getting all the elimination for the team. Straw Hats, this is something that we want to see, but we really didn't expect, especially on this kind of level. But you know the theme of the day right now is to survive. And, well, how are we going to survive? Take out your opponents.
Next map is Nextera, and honestly, I'm just so excited to see how it's going to be like between Fatality and, of course, Falcons, because if we're talking about rivalry, these two are very similar, and I think that is exactly what makes it interesting. Like, they have the same rotations, even drop zones. So yeah, I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen in the next map.
Well, let's see though. You're talking about the next map, Nextera. One team has been on the high right now once we are jumping in Nextera.
Yep.
I don't want to mention the name, but they're from Malaysia.
Any guesses, Conchita?
I knew it. It starts with an A, I think, and also ends with an A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Husky over there on the desk.
Yeah.
He'll be like Neptune.
Scream louder, Husky. We can't hear you. Oh, that Aurora. Thank you, Husky.
I've really got a way of like saying their name. I don't want to jinx them again. I want them to
We said it for you.
Yeah, we said it for you. We got this. Don't worry about it. But there's one thing I do want to point out. We were talking about the South Asian teams, right? Not just India. India, yes, sitting at the top for the time being. But the South Asian teams, they are also troubling the lobby. And especially one to add on is going to be DRS. They're having a really good start. And that start might mess up for some teams to close it out and to get to the top 4.
I mean, a good start, you guys, it depends on what you look at it as a good start for that squad, especially when you compare with some of the performances that we have seen from some of the other top squads. A team that's actually not having a good start, and you know what, because I'm kind of disappointed right now with what's going on with this squad. Conchita, talk to me about Gun Dynasty.
I am so disappointed. I mean, you are not the only one, because I actually have quite a high hopes when it comes to Gun Dynasty. I mean, we've seen what they are able to do, and we are hoping and praying and crossing our fingers that somehow they can bring that spirit back. We haven't seen that yet. We don't know what is exactly happening to them now, but if we were to, analyze Neptune, what do you think is the biggest problem?
It is more of Benel just carrying the squad. Like he's always the one remaining after everyone falls in this gunfight. So if he would just be if everyone out of Gun Dynasty will be relying on Benel, then that would be the case. That will be the scenario overall. If he gets eliminated, especially in the early parts of the game, where a lot of teams are still available, then he will be a target by a lot.
He is already being a target, and you could see he's been forced to use his skill, that is stealth bites, every time he has to run away just to get that revive. That tells you of how much pressure he's under. But along that lines, I think when we were talking about Gun Dynasty, the team who made it to the top from LATAM, that's going to be Lion. They are slowly picking up. Games King or Games King, I really like. This is the form I wanted to see from day one of our group stages, but it did not happen. Maybe in the survival stages, they take away the chance, because day 2's end, Lion were almost about to bring in. It was only the day 1 points missing that did not give them the top 4.
Well, let's see if it's going to be the top teams just continuing to dominate, or maybe we're going to get some surprises here. You won't see all of us until after match 4. But for now, enjoy the rest of the games, because it's going to be packed with action if the previous 2 matches were anything to tell. And also, Husky, Tash Bunny, thank you so much for screaming Aurora for us.
You are welcome, my dear panelists. Yes, the sacred A word that Neptune shall not name ever since ever since after day one. But I have the right to say it, right? We're from Malaysia. We should be cheering for Aurora Gaming, who have picked up a pace just a little bit onto Bermuda. But there are some picking up that needs to be done for teams like Gun Dynasty, who hasn't really gotten anything going just yet. For teams, to a certain degree, I would say Team Secret. I want to see a bit more from them. Lion as well. You know, they got to the final circle. That one was probably the best we've seen so far. But as we head into next Terra, this is where my eyes will be on Team Vitality to take it all again.
You know what's really interesting as well, when you look at this team in particular, Vitality somehow has cracked the code of not only just going for placement points, but also eliminations as well. And it feels very natural because these fights that are coming in from the beginning of the game all the way till later. It's very different than before, where they are going to be having a bit more of a quiet fight and showing their hand maybe toward the last few circles. But now they're saying, bring out all the guns, because not only do we have to make it all the way till the end, but perhaps this will also give us a big advantage to allow us to make some mistakes as we go throughout the entirety of the day. And after all, it is going to be a 10-map per day. You have to be able to survive this long, as Joel will be the one to open things up here against the Straw Hats. And the Straw Hats, this is not the start that they wanted to see.
I was just about to bring up a point that Lucifer mentioned earlier on, that the South Asian teams could really shift the tides of the round. They could be the reason why some of these teams don't even finish top 4. Team Vitality, again, we say that Xterra is one of the maps, Solaris is also one of the maps that they are very skilled at. And even Neptune brought up Coach Chris Joe, definitely has more in his pockets. He has deeper pockets than we think. This Ray from Koja has been quite the menace, right? In game 1 on Kalahari, he played the usual Aurora Vision from the Koda. Now Koja, instead of the Koja Koda, we get the Koja Ray. And in a close combat situation, it is incredibly strong to use. Get them knocked out when you hit the threshold in HP. The STC replay tells us a good story as well, that Straw Hats didn't really stand a chance against Vitality.
Here comes Benel as well. He's always been the last person standing. The desk did bring him up there. How he's able or needs to make magic. He's always the last person alive. And, you know, somehow in this situation, it feels like it's a tale as old as time. Right now, most of his team also have gone again. Now, the rest of TAG still hasn't been able to finish him out quite yet. So if things go well, if he is left alone, they could go for that reset. Really hoping that his team will be able to come into game a bit stronger as well. After all, recovery is so important. Not just recovery, but also being able to stabilize. Now, the same can be said about DRS, as Alu, as well as TEC, just being able to come back here. Falcons, this time around, a bit slower. Did try to take those early fights, but Straw Hats not on happen. I think they want to just take away the space and go full all in on the Falcons.
When you stir the Falcons' nest, you better be ready for retaliation. TG learned the hard way, strolling into the Lion's Den, losing 2 of their members off the get-go. But I think Total Gaming Esports IQ still have members lurking around.
No.
And of course, they're going to find him very quickly. Wota, the one who bailed his team out of danger the first time they met. Now we have to face off again. The P90 in hand, subpar weapon, but enough in close range. As backup comes through, unfortunately, no confirmation there. Wota perishes.
Did try to be able to secure that point before, the rest of Lion come by. Unfortunately for him, a bit too slow. The hesitation cost him there. As for the rest of the team here, the Falcons still very much online, but Vitality also joining in on the fight against the Straw Hats and them somewhere close by. You can start to see the Hornets super active, moving on the map, moving on the area, joining in whenever the sounds are super loud, when the sounds of the gunfire are here as well.
This time, Aurora Gaming playing it slightly slower around mud site. There is a potential to rotate to Decker Square if they need more time, or straight to Boxing Gym where DRS has nested in. Joe receiving some gunfire. Is them and Falcons. Again, even the theme of the day at the start of the show, our host pointed it out, it's going to be the battle of the Falcons, and Limit this time. It's going to show Joel how it's done. Out in the open, the Retire Rhythm gets the job done pretty quickly.
Completely swarm him.
Yeah. I mean, Vitality didn't really commit fully to this, right?
Yeah.
It's just a poke and prod. Lose Joel, sure. The rest of the Vitality players already out of that area. So low commitment move there. Lion, we under pressure. TAG. Definitely want some payback after game 2.
Yeah, the Lion are really paying for it right now. Chunk down, HP so very low, and the pressure coming in from the entirety of the team is a bit
Nice
much to
one.
work with. Nice shots coming in from Sahil Jat as well. Gamesky knocked down Hacks as well. Stolen away by that nade. And for the rest of the final member there, well, it's gonna be Joker all alone running away with his life. This guy is good. I mean, he's able to steal away a few points, but we want him to be able to not only bring back his team into the game, also survive as well. And it's gonna be a long trek for him.
And it's a good time to bring up the fact that Team Apex Gaming, even though they haven't gotten a booyah today, but they are second in terms of, well, third in terms of the total placement points. But if you add on the accumulated elimination point, they're actually in second right now based on the system. Team Falcons getting another straggler, so that makes it 6 for them. I believe there's a rotation coming in. Straw Hats unfortunately perishes right out in the circle. Even for GD, still looking for a way back into this game. Aurora runs into Team Secret, who has been quite the challenge for them during the group stage, as Aurora are constantly haunted by Team Secret. The way that Vitality has shut down Team Secret so far.
Team Secret trying to find a nice angle here to go out there in the open as Aurora just keep them boxed inside of the compound. But for now, it's all about trying to break down those blue walls first before coming outside. I'm worried about the choke area as well if that were to happen.
Yep.
They're now out in the open there, gonna have to take away the space from Aurora. Jun forced to move away here. They keep themselves barricaded inside. Blue Walls also just strengthened up here as well. Aurora crossed through. Arjun takes a bit of chip damage. They tried to rally back, but the crossfires and choke coming in from Team Secret. A bit too much to work with. And not only they get the eliminations, but also being able to bring the teammates back into the game. A great start by Team Secret on this map.
Valiant effort there, honestly, from Aurora, but unfortunately didn't expect the grenade launcher to be brought in by Team Secret, so quite the disadvantage. Aurora Gaming will have to find that reset for now. Axel bailing away. This is sort of what was written in the stars at the start of the game, looking at how Aurora Gaming chose to drop to mud side and the trajectory to the circle. There, we did speak about the possibility of them going to boxing gym, but instead of DRS, they find Team Secret nested there. Sort of an unfortunate situation, but not all hope is lost. Falcons now up against TG. You see utilities being tossed. They need to get on fire out of it, flush him out from this high ground. Shanky inching forward. There's a backstab angle on fire, still hanging on well, but Shanky good on the numbers there.
Also have Kiroro is keeping a good eye out, but this time around they do not want to mess with this. Gonna let that go, gonna just move away as well. They're super aggressive today, they're not stopping that from happening. But in this situation, you just really gotta cut your losses, be able to just bring yourselves back into the game and then just go aggressive one more time. So TG there, Aztec got knocked down. GD this time around already 2 eliminations. I would say they're surviving a little bit longer than the previous 2 maps earlier, but definitely not the usual fire and tempo that we saw them playing in the last 2 days.
Yep, definitely need a bit more out of GD. Both in placements and eliminations. And that's sort of the challenge you have to face as a first-timer on the big stage. You come in swinging on day 1, you better be able to adapt because everyone else will. And I think that is the current issue, right? Teams have sort of read the moves of GD. It's getting harder and harder for them to kind of use the same playbook.
Here we go, Rahat. That's a bit of damage now. Zayil Jet somehow managing to turn things around with one singular shot.
Very good stuff from TAG. Lucifer was right. Day 1 is going to be it's going to be slower, but when they pick things up on day 2, they continue to carry that momentum into the survival stage. Lion getting a 9 point here, finding S8UL's Jack. Now taking over Zipway, there is the boat maker being called in. You have Falcons waiting in the wings as well. And this is also another rivalry that has formed in the survival stage. It's not just Falcons against Vitality, it's also Falcons against Lion. The 3 big beasts taking on each other, But I feel like Lion shouldn't be looking to take Falcons out actively. And Joker will be on the flank. Now Falcons might have to deal with TG.
It's just as we noted. Gives away the game. Binoculars. And now for the rest of Falcons there, I am curious to see how exactly they're going to be doing. They are 2 bodies short in this fight, so could potentially be overwhelmed. And on top of that as well, if you look at the rotations there, the Falcons are moving away. Lion is just pressuring them. I'm pretty sure they managed to steal away a pickoff. I'm not too sure whether or not it was Troll that took it away or not, since S8UL just slowly moving around the area. And now, on fire, goes down, and the Falcons eliminated early. You can hear how excited the crowd is below, since it does gives a bit more space and less of a worry to the whole entire lobby.
Wow, Lion, that is going to hurt a little bit for the Falcons. We even heard in an earlier interview that Falcons admitted that yes, last year's run was a disappointing one, but they have a promise to keep. That they want to bring it back this year. Still some chances. They're still our favorite team to make it through today. We've reserved a slot for Falcons in the grand finals, but if a team wrestles this away, they're going to earn the recognition of everyone else. Aurora managing to fully recover. Same for Titan Gaming Club. Starting to get messy. 11 minutes in, 10 teams left. And even a circle, plenty of open area to work with.
Yeah, I was about to say that as well. But the compounds, majority of them had already been taken away. There's space for S8UL though to come in toward that northern side of where Vitality is currently holding. Now, for TEC, just waiting the wings as well. DRS putting in that pressure to the members of Team Secret, keeping them away for now. Hoping to see whether I can put some chip damage. If one knock does happen, just know that they're going to be collapsing if possible. As Aurora rushes forward, TEC in trouble. Neja takes a bit of chip damage, but Aurora's push is going to be delayed by these blue walls. But for now, they are going to get completely chunked. Space taken away by TEC here. Kutush winning the wings. Reha does manage to drop down another glue wall. And I just feel that Aurora is just breaking through unlimited amounts of space. Blade takes a lot of damage here. May have been more than he can chew. Knocked down. And as for the rest of the team now, Azriel gets one more. TEC, 2 more players back. Nejad brought back into the game. Lion wants to join in as well. Hax on the outer side has been knocked down here. The shots are good. Lion waiting, very, very patient. As for TEC, they're being crunched.
This is going to be a tough one because Lion was the one to set it up. Games King, round the corner there. 2 teams at once, not a problem. Lion roaring to life here. 14 eliminations, and count that number out. TEC have been wiped out. Aurora, they're going to come in and make something happen. Make the best out of this mess. But we have a 4th team arriving. It's S8UL.
We're waiting for quite some time as well here. Lion decides to slow it down. Aurora somehow managing to reset their whole entire team, but they're boxed in, forced to break in those blue walls. But Lion, Joker still on the outer side, caught out in the open. Zeus was ready for him. A double kill for Aurora, 4 eliminations already. Now for the next part here is going to be S8UL. The shots are true. Lion barely alive, eliminated quickly as Azriel will be the one to take him away. The rest of S8UL, will be able to make a little bit of space away from Aurora, and they're just waiting things out.
Can Aurora find that conversion here? They managed to get a bit of a breathing room. Again, Aurora not overheating. Very good discipline. Tro is going to start feeling the heat, but Aurora back into the building with the blue zone closing in. Astral could open it on a jack. Didn't know the numbers now. Lock Soul out of the exit. Bunny wants to put up a good fight, but Aurora steadfast. A triple given over. And S8UL are out. TAG on the radar. Vitality wiping out Total Gaming Esports IQ.
They were so aggressive with it as well. There were just so many fights happening all around the map. And the Hornets, you can start to see them swarming toward the right side of that circle. Being sure to cross through these buildings, hoping to see whether or not there's any stragglers, also getting a bit more space. Now for TAG, finds the last few members of Aurora. Unfortunate situation, but definitely a better run for this team as Vitality turns their attention to DRS.
And I gotta say, TAG, another great rotation. They preemptively use the Dinoculars to scan out their next move towards the western side of the earlier save zone. They rotated it, and now you look at the overview. They are in the best spot to have a chance to get a booyah. third for them on the world stage, including the one from the group stages.
Was sharp as heck as well, but TAG will be the one who goes huge here, completely wiping out the members of DRS.
Oh, this is so good for TAG.
But now TS is just stuck inside of the compound. Yes, they can just fortify their space, but there's not a lot of space to work in. One nade will be able to completely chunk them down. And in fact, they are getting completely crunched by GD as well. A deeper run for this team compared to the beginning of the day. And they're making sure they don't get knocked out so quickly. Seebeck, a lot of damage taken, barely alive right now. One more for Hwang Em is enough. No, able to recover his life. And HP is finally knocked out here, but Nell ready for it. Steals him away by TAG that goes huge, wiping out GD.
Like I said, TAG have the best shot right now. They got the read so well, and even the circle ship benefits them. Riptide Rhythm out of the defenses of Vitality gone down. KD gone with the shot. And Sahil Judd fights Hwang Em as well. Team Secret in the rough spot. And TAG are feeling it. They're going for Secret as Vitality pokes it for the exit.
Sailja just putting in the pressure to the members of Vitality. One member gone down already, but decides against it. Gonna go for a nice shot. Two and shot knocked down already. The members of TS are limping right now. PLS1 will follow soon from the members of DAG. Hwang Em brought back into the game, barely alive, but the pressure and crossfire coming in from TAG is too much to deal with. The walls completely get broken. Tikui alone in this situation and fed it to Shoto. Another point, 19 in limbs.
Can they get Sauja back up to make it a fair 4v4? But here comes the Hornet. TAG, they've been in the spot multiple times. And they're looking to do it again. Shoto leads the charge, 19 points. The Hornets falling under the force of TAG. And they do it again. Are you proud, India? Team Apex Gaming with their booyah in the survival stage and the third in Paris.
Crazy work coming in from TAG. Positioning was good, and it was so methodical how they take each one of these fights. Every call was just phenomenal, being able to just take it step by step. And finally, in the end, taking down the Giants is a statement in itself.
India having a field day today. First, it was Total Gaming Esports IQ, and now Team Apex Gaming. They've done it again, man. All those years of waiting has finally paid off on one of the grandest of stage. Make that 4 booyahs for the region.
Crazy work, and what a way to just really make an entrance to your comeback back to the big stage. And it just feels like what AJ said, today is a day where you really cannot count anyone out. In the beginning just now, we had our favorites. We had the Falcons and Vitality taking 2 spots. But now, with this speed, with this aggression coming through, perhaps we might just all be wrong.
We could be wrong, honestly. I was talking to Lucifer on the way here, and I was like, hey, what do you think about the chances of TAG? Because I think they have a good chance of making it through. I think TAG really have what it takes. And I think he agrees, right? Obviously, we had some discussion about how much of a problem TAG is going to pose to some of the front runners here. And he feels like... And that's the best punchline I've said. Bees into Vitality replay. The Bees got taken down. The Hornets dispatched. But yes, maybe they are going to pose as one of the roadblocks for the other South Asian teams because they know each other too well. But based on what we've seen in game 2 and 3 specifically, I'm looking forward for TAG to get into the finals, if anything.
Yeah, you can't help but just get so excited for them. The energy was just so loud. If you guys are here in the arena, every time they get an elimination, every time they get a team wipeout, they just completely go loud and it just shakes the entirety of the space. 34 total points with 22, matching up with the stats that we saw from Falcons in the beginning of the day.
Absolutely, and even when Game 3 started, I believe that TAG were actually 3rd in the overall standings. Now I feel like they could be first by the end of this, right? I'm 99% sure that they are going to be first. But we'll let our statistician do the confirmation because I think the teams are going to take a breather. So we are going to be back in just a little bit for more survival stage free fire action.
Today, we are going to be testing our Team Secret's capability, their creativity, in how good they are at art. Nan 7 is going to be our very brave rusher. His job is to draw the character of his choosing. The rest of his team members will have to, first of all, guess which character that is, and second of all, give him a score of 1 to 10. Let's go. You've got 3 minutes. I assure you it's not a stick man. Oh no, it is a stick man. Okay. Okay? Okay? All right. I'm sure it's very easy to guess. Come on, guys. You should know this.
Yes.
Okay. What's your score? So easy to guess and you only give him 3.5, 2, 1?
Based on beautiful.
Pangam, are you ready?
Okay.
Confident?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Mấy hồi xưa tao đi học tao ghé cho môn vẽ luôn. Tao nghĩ môn vẽ, tao ghé môn vẽ bên liền. Tao phải môn vẽ lắm cả.
So obviously, you guys can't be too harsh with them, okay? They've only got 3 minutes to do this.
Okay.
Look at that. And you guys guess who that is.
Ignis.
Ignis?
Trưởng từ chớp. Tatsuya.
Yes, it is Tatsuya. Okay, now how many points? Not too bad at all, not too bad. Okay, Tikui. Okay. You know, sometimes you watch these videos on the internet and they're drawing something weird. It doesn't look anything like the final product and then they flip over the canvas and boom, you've got some artistic stuff there. This is not that. Okay, Tikui, your time is up. That's 3 minutes.
Capella.
Capella? No.
Moko.
Moko? No.
Nikita.
No.
Tao chịu luôn á. Hình như là còn đẹp kia đây có Moko là Nikita là Suzy nè. Có gì? Cassie.
Say yeah. Yes. Okay. Give him some marks. I see a 0.25 there, man. I did not even know we can go down to the decimals. Okay. Ready? You can start now.
Tao biết cái gì. Rồi, biết luôn rồi. Yeah, now.
It took less than 10 seconds.
Bán đây. Vô công. 10 out of 10.
7.25, I'll take that, man. Okay, good job. So we clearly have the winner of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're back here with the Mustachioed Brothers. And you know what? India is absolutely killing it on the battlefield today. I mean, I cannot know exactly how they are manifesting everything, but Lucifer, things are getting done in the best way possible for the region.
In the very best. And you mentioned this yesterday, Chuck the India, and it's almost happening here.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. 34 total points is what they ended up bringing for themselves, and that was very much crucial. That puts the right strides for the ship of India as well as Team Apex Gaming. They made it possible. Got 2 booyahs. Even Husky was mentioning. In a total, if you add total gaming for India, it's 4 booyahs. That's a big and phenomenal stuff to do at EWC 26 Paris.
Quite a consistent run today for the squad, but a team that's not having a great start here is Gun Dynasty. We saw how well they did on day 1. The mechanical supremacy of that squad definitely got proven on that day, but day 2 on survival stage, they just survived off of whatever they got on day 1, right? Today, we barely see them on that leaderboard. I'm expecting them to rise up in a little bit, but let's see exactly what Husky and Tosh Bunny think of that.
Oh my gosh, everything has been so high energy here. We're seeing the Titans getting challenged, and now we're already at the 4th map of the day. Can you believe it, Husky?
I want to say I cannot, but yes, I can. Well, guess what? We still have a lot more to go through. We are closing in on the halfway point. In game number 4, it is going to be another map where the Hornets are looking to take some big points away. It is going to be none other than Solara. And we also did say that by the end of match 3, high chance that TAG are going to be first on the leaderboard. And I think we're correct. I think TAG now are at the top. And can you believe India qualifying in the grand finals on survival in top slot? I can't wait to see them pull that lever and crush the remaining 8 keys. But, you know, I don't want to keep being too hopeful. I want to see the results play out. The point difference aren't that far apart as of now, but there's a clear discrepancy from top 2 and the rest.
I mean, it is, after all, a very long day, right? I mean, we're only about to hit that halfway point, which is honestly insane, because yesterday we saw moments where, you know, toward the halfway point, teams just start to switch it up, go completely crazy. I'm talking about you, Twisted Minds. And now you look at DRS up against TEC. Both teams aware of where each other might be here, but no one really wants to start off this fight quite yet. Perhaps trying to get a bit of information where anyone might be here, but again, it's too early to just really go in for this all-outs. But speaking of all-out fights here, Nil going huge up against Games King, moves away, and you don't want to make a mistake against this particular player.
Absolutely not. See if Nil can win this out. He does have the mini Uzi. The bit of a fire ray, boy.
Movement.
Almost. Bit too close for comfort. That's 3 for Straw Hats. The only Bangladeshi team that got a booyah so far on the stage. And that was yesterday. And it's also the booyah, the golden booyah that sent them into survival stage, just slightly edging
Akib Ahmed
out the 11th spot team, which was our Ali. So far, we're still waiting for some magic for Straw Hats, but there have been some signs of life. The panel talked about being the hard carry, and he's still putting his name on the feed. Extra not wanting to miss out, gets himself 2-piece.
Yeah, and DRS will be the one taking the shorter off end of the stick here, With only 2 members left, need to be able to survive. Now, TAG, you can hear how loud the crowd is below. You know some stuff is happening somewhere in the wings, and I'm excited to see what exactly happened there. But for the rest of the Straw Hats now currently in the lead, hot in this lobby. And as for the rest of the teams as well, we saw Team Secret have a bit of action as Aurora is going to try and take away the space from S8UL. The other 2 members still alive and decided they don't want to have anything to do with Team Aurora. And for good reason. Now, Zeus coming forward here away, going to be able to spot out some of the members of this team, but no movement yet. But now they rush through forward. Was not expecting a crossfire coming in for S8UL. Zeus, bit more than Joe can chew, decides to challenge, nor being able to come out up in the end against Osriel. And now Zeus as well will fall. Aurora, they start to have a good start earlier, but now it's just a quiet one once again.
And another early conflict that they were not able to overcome. A lot of times we look at Zeus and the Axel as sword in the shoe, but today it seems like the shoe isn't holding. So Axel again left to his own devices to bring this back, but it's about to run into Team Secret. Long-time rival. Hong crosses paths with him. More than enough time for Axel to get the revive in.
It's not really
blessing in disguise, honestly.
Now coming through forward as well. The lightning zone is online as Team Secret just quickly rush forward there. Joel doing Joel things, finds Nejat quickly and takes him away. Quickly brought back into the game. Aggression not stopping from Team Secret here. 2 elims already, and decides to clean up house because Lion now in trouble. 2 teammates as well going to fall as quickly. Once again, Joker, the last person standing. And Team Secret, once they want that space, well, you cannot try and wrestle it away from them.
I think one of the, I wouldn't want to use the term underdog, but one of the teams that a lot of people are really looking forward to have a monstrous performance today. We have agreed on this Lion, right?
Right.
So far, it's a no-show. Aside from Game 2, I think that was the best we've seen. I mean, Game 3 was also okay, but I think it's that inconsistency that, you know, sows the seed of doubt. It's extra getting gunned down. Raha trying to huddle around the corner there, but not against Bunny.
I know, but they're in trouble because Vitality is coming online here as well. Troll knocked down already here. Bunny gonna try and move away. Seabank in his sights, but immediately the Valiant Rush takes down his defenses and they rush through and knock him down. But SAUL gonna try and rally back here. 6 eliminations already, but gonna be forced to move away as DRS also in the area.
They're actually doing a very good job standing up to Team Vitality. And now the Ray comes through, the Bond of Eclipse. in favor of Team Vitality. Koja is down though. Sebang might be looking to back off and reposition with the stealth bites. And the boat maker, unfortunately, ending up forcing both SAUL and Vitality away. Bunny trying to cut down the glue wall and into the gun barrel. Balu, DRS intervening and getting themselves their third.
Just really hunkering down, waiting for time. But Joel, you do not want to show your head into his peripheral vision. But now TAG decides that they want more. The Hornets will be hunted down. And Koja not able to hold on. Joel will be the one to run away with his life. Shoto, he's been doing phenomenal. Call it a family buff if you want. Top performer for his team here.
Into stealth mode.
That's the superstar that India has been waiting for on that world stage. 3 days in a row, Shoto has been the consistent factor, the constant variable that allows Total Apex Gaming to show up in the darkest of times. They might not see them at the best a couple months ago, but right now there's no doubt that TAG is the trendsetter. 72 points at the start of this game, but with those eliminations, it's definitely only going to go up. And Vitality being crippled and forced to hard reset as well. Team Apex Gaming, they can have a very good shot of extending
Rex Subs, WhatsApp audio.
the lead. But they are on the southeastern side of the map. I believe they use the binoculars and scan out one of the Aurora members, which is Axel. And now I want to see if TAG are going to move up north first, because that's where they might run into Vitality again. But instead, Apex, they run into Aurora.
Yeah, and Zeus now in trouble. The rest of the team completely collapsing. June barely alive right now. Being one with the tree, surviving for quite some time here. But you know Tag, once they put in that damage and that space, they do not let go. Movement is seen. Shoto as well as teammate rushing forward here from 2 different angles. Forced out in the open. Defenses falling. Gets that final shot. Jun, well, that's no more than you can do here. 13 eliminations already. Tag also trying to show us that they too are the Reapers on this map.
This is a team that's feeling themselves. They're having a lot of fun, they're having a good time, and they're having a great game. The Axel once more sent on the run, this time with no vending machines in sight. Stroex picked off. Tikui actually getting tagged from 10 miles away. The glue wall's gone down, Riptide Rhythm. Too dangerous for Team Secret to linger around for too long, and PLS1 will try to look for a bailout angle here. As Lion now pushes forward into Team Secret, I think they might be forced to fight back.
Yeah, Hensha's already back into the game as well. And speaking of that, Lion, final member, running away with his life, somehow surviving here. PLS1 trying to make a good situation out of a bad one. Pratik will be the one to fall. 9 eliminations already. They've been hanging around this area for quite some time, catching so many rotators here on top of being able to wipe out almost a whole team. Alu forced to give away that space, hoping that he doesn't get hunted down by this team. Takes a bit of chip damage as Troax also close by. If timing is good, could be able to snag another point onto the last member of Lions.
And Exo's expedition. Again, the adventures paid off again, bringing its whole team back. A third chance in this game. Lion, unfortunately, after the early encounter with Team Secret, came out on the battered end. There's the vending machine nearby, but they are DRS members. And unfortunately, the Skylar, not really the best character for you to sneak into these areas. Takuri also bringing his teammates back. DRS might be sticking around here for just a little while at Studio.
A lot of teams barely inside the zone as well. Really just taking their time, and for good reason there. Just see a bit of a struggle coming in for Vitality, but TAG from the southern side, a lot of space to work with. Good timing.
And TAG are on the ball with the rotation today, man. Vitality is still down 1 and having to face up against Falcons. So far, the head-to-head is 2-2. Well, 2-1. I think in favor of Vitality. Let's see if Falcons can tie it up now with the man advantage, but also have to be careful that S8 Duel could find a couple of pickouts. In fact, Joel, who is far away from his frontline digs, found the Aurora members, and Axel, he's hitting back. Sebang The double sniper of Team Vitality paying off big time.
Yeah, and it's really good because they're just so aware. If you don't get the instant elimination, that it's over for you because your position's been noted. On fire, barely alive, but brought back into the game. And Vitality tries to make things work. Dix was the one who was cornered. But the Valiant Rush gives away his position and game. Out there in the open, you can't do much against a double player hold.
I believe Joe went down to the blue zone, so unfortunately Sebang is going to be forced to get that revive. And there's a vending machine nearby where he is, so not a problem there. He also has the Steffi ability card. It can help them to do utilities if they make it later stage. So Falcons free themselves up in this compound. The circle closes in just slightly northwest side of TV Tower, but again, a lot of open areas.
Look at TAG right now already with 13 eliminations, truly marking themselves as the Reaper. And this is interesting because the slowdown is happening. We saw the first few games coming in today, the first few maps, very, I would say, aggressive from almost beginning to end. But this time around, everyone's just being so cautious about this final few circles here. But Team Secret wants to break the noise. Wota immediately knocked down quickly. And now they are hunting for more. Positions noted. Genki tries to buy his guy, moved away, cannot use any utility either. So Tiko should be able to just pick him off. And they want more. The rest of TG want nothing to do with this, rushes forward into the arms of GD. Not going to be a better option either in this situation.
Yep, Aztec delivered himself into Gun Dynasty and They'll gladly take that, but still Mafia able to bring him back. But this is one of the key figures of TG is Mafia, and he is still around. Koja getting chased now. And Team Secret, they look for round 3 to right the wrongs of what has happened in the past few games. But unfortunately, still do not have the position. Diggs quick on the movement. And once more Vitality outsmart Secret. The players does take Joel down, and Team Secret able to find some signs of life on the outskirts to keep themselves in this fight.
Ensha just running with his life there. Koja with the backstab trying through, but none of the shots are actually hitting. So Team Secret able to get away with this, able to deck that space into the safe zone. And as all of this is happening, Aurora also knocked out. But Koja as well will be picked off here. Not the best situation for Vitality to be in right after that reset.
Yep. Vitality has been playing the survival game the entire round. Kutush tags Joel as things escalate from bad to worse as Joel is now out. Koja is going to get brought back, but more than 13 minutes into the game, there really isn't much more real estate left. Dinoculus used by Team Impact Gaming scans out the entirety of SAUL, just hogging TV Tower. Launch pad at the ready. TAG, is this going to be the rush?
Yeah, they have to. They're so far out of the zone as well. PLS1 gets knocked down here, but Jack wants to see whether they can land those shots. Wolven falls. Zahil Jet takes a lot of damage. They do manage to put down those blue walls and try to turn things around. But somehow through all of that, the Falcons also are just in trouble with Keroro being the last few members alive and knocked out.
While the rotation there from TAG, the fact that no one went down means that they get a second chance, but how do you get out of this situation? There is the low ground. They find cover. TAG again making good on that movement. And Shoto will find a roll Koja out in the open. Give him number 8, man. 15 eliminations for TAG, and they're still hungry for more.
Yeah, healthy as well. The only thing stopping them right now is just positioning, but could change. Especially since GD might be in prime position to take some fights from different teams. Regardless, DRS also close by, but no one going for full commits. But TAG decides to take the fight to GD's front door. Gun Dynasty now in trouble, stuck inside a small little corner, cannot move at all. Forced to reposition as SAUL decides to chunk them down for a different angle. But they do manage to reposition because DRS pressuring SAUL from the other side.
This is gonna get messy in just a little bit. Shoto finally gunned down by Bunny as he spams away. KD got tagged as well. The captain and the star player down. Wolverine trying to bring them back up. KD got up and down again. SAUL relentless on their gunfire. And this could be the undoing for TAG because SAUL do not want them to get too far ahead and is starting to break down the foundations of Apex Gaming.
So much pressure, and the circle shift is coming. C-Bank The only thing he's got is just that tree, but managing to see Kutush not able to get that elim. Must be frustrating, but able to reposition. And throughout all that, Prati and David from Gun Dynasty also fall. It's hectic on the other side of the map here, but I have to say for CBank, this is a huge window of opportunity with this later rotation. He hasn't been spotted out at all.
Yeah, unfortunately for TAG, they're sort of constantly stuck with SAUL and DRS. Gun Dynasty out in 6th spot. TAG down to just 3 members. As I believe they did lose one of the members here. DRS and SAUL are moving. And Alu, plenty of pressure onto both of the other teams there. CBank actually tagging Shoto to a pixel angle. Things are getting rough now. TAG and SAUL springs to life. It is their chance to make good on the opportunity presented.
Wolvin barely alive right now. HP gonna be able to, no, not able to. And that point goes straight to SAUL. Excited to be able to take down one of the giants in the lobby. Our top 4 already here with SAUL. Numbers advantage in their hands. The space as well, the high ground in their favor. Alu does try to come close here, but Kutush not aware that CBank is close by. One knock is here. Rahat barely alive. And they try to rally back.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing here, Tash?
What?
This could be a potential South Asian lobby, and I'm all for it. We've lost DRS Gaming, but there's still the Indians and the Bangladeshis here, TEC and SAUL. But CBank is really good in hiding, trying to heal up, but the blue zone's gonna push him out of position. SAUL on the rush, Jack on the Rahat. SAUL, they have a good chance. India looking to be on top. CBank with the first knock on the Jack, but SAUL, they have the numbers, they have done it. It's their turn now on that list. SAUL scores a booyah here in Paris.
South Asia rally back, rise up, looking so good through these past few maps. And SAUL wanting to join in on that and show us that they too belong here. Crazy work coming from them to be able to survive as a squad and remain healthy. On top of that as well, a huge chunk of elimination points just really boost them forward.
They now have a chance to be actual contenders, big threats to the top 4. But one thing has remained a constant so far. TAG, I think they had 17 eliminations before they got wiped out. Team Vitality, another podium performance here. So these constants is going to be the key ingredients for them to make it to the grand finals. And I gotta say, I am nothing short of impressed. I am now a big fan. I mean, I was a fan. I'm already a big fan.
Right.
I'm an even bigger fan.
I mean,
अंधा हुआ ओए वो
हेड मार दिया उनका
देख के वॉल नहीं है
कोई ना आ गया
मादर चोद माँ चूदी वो गंदा
man, you can see them just really cool, calm, and collected throughout all of that. And it's a huge win for this team. If anything, right now, I agree with you. These constants, we're starting to see which teams are able to make it all the way till the end. We're starting to see which teams are more aggressive in terms in collecting all of these eliminations. After all, a nice combination and mix of the eliminations and these placements will be able to launch these teams forwards. And I'm really excited to see the overall score, to see which teams are on top. But the match standings here, there, you saw 18 and 17 from both these teams, outnumbering Team Vitality and even Team Falcons that the desk was just really hyping up as the favorites.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the start of the day. You know, it's not like they warmed up and then they started, you know, grinding their gears. No. We are not even at the halfway point. Out of the 4 booyahs so far in the survival stage, 3 of them have gone to India.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Free Fire fans on site and watching from the comforts of their home. You can quote me. India on top right now. They're doing better than Thailand. They're doing better than Vietnam. They're doing better than everyone else so far today.
You know, we had a conversation with AJ and he just said that, you know, wanted to see South Asia, India, and all of these teams just really just put up a fight. I mean, after all, it has been a while since they have come to the big stage, right? But now, you know, they have not only exceeded expectations, you could really tell they came here to win it.
They 100% did. But we talk about the star of the show, the star of Team Apex Gaming, which is Shoto. And guess what? We've got him. So let's hear what he has to say.
Yes, we do have him live right here on the main stage from Team Apex Gaming. We have got Shoto joining me. Shoto, we've got to talk a little bit about day one and your progress as a team into day two and now day three. Day one was, let's face it, it was pretty difficult for you guys. Day two, you picked up the pace, a few booyahs, and now today, you guys are playing incredibly well. What's changed from day one through to now?
On day one, we planned some things, but that didn't go as planned. So on day two, we studied the other teams and we played.
Just made adjustments throughout each day. Have you changed anything from yesterday to today?
Yes, we changed drop points.
Changing drop points. Okay, now I do want to ask you as well. I had the opportunity yesterday to talk to your family in the stands. We had a really nice chat. To tell you the truth, I think it's the same in a lot of esports, right? Your dad didn't quite understand esports, so didn't really understand whether or not to support you through it. Now he's here, and he told me he's your biggest fan. What's it like having your family here supporting you while you're here on the main stage doing what you love?
Like, I'm really feeling proud that my family is supporting my passion.
And that's it. A man of few words, but don't worry about it, Shoto. You guys can do all the talking on the battlefield. Now, congratulations on everything so far. Spud me, my man. Stay right here. But for now, we're gonna head back to the studio very shortly. We've got more Free Fire action after this.
Welcome back to Free Fire at EWC 26. I'm here with Glitter Explosion, the person that's currently in first place with the golf competition that we're having. And since you're in first place, I need to find a way to redeem myself.
I don't know if it's possible, but I'm going to let you try.
If I can't win, somebody's going to win for me. We got Husky, Lucifer shooting basketballs. How about this?
Yeah.
You pick somebody for your team. I'll pick somebody for my team. Whoever actually scores a bucket gets a point.
I just heard one go in. I don't know who shot it, but I heard one go in.
Okay. Well, you're winning right now, so I'll let you pick. Pick first.
I'm picking Husky.
Husky? Okay.
Yeah.
Lucifer, you're on my team, baby.
Husky, you're on my team.
You guys get a chance to decide who's going to be going first as you're in the lead.
All right, fine. Husky, what do you want to do?
Let's go first.
Oh,
That's what we like to hear.
Okay, all right. Let's see if you actually make it, Husky. How about this? Come on, please. Miss it. Miss it.
Get out of there, Seven. Leave him alone.
I'm going to do this.
That looks good. Oh.
Yes.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
You got this. You were meant to do this.
No, you can't do this.
No, he can do this. Oh, the dribbles were a bit off. Okay, you know
Both
what?
hit the rim.
Well,
Both hit the rim. That sounds like a tie.
You're still in the lead.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. I hate it. Well, newsflash, Glitter, you're actually not on the lead anymore for golf. It's that man right there. He's on my team, and he's also beating me in that one. But right now, honestly, the storyline for Free Fire at EWC 26 Survival is India. We have gotten a booyah from every single Indian team.
Feels unreal. When me and Husky were on the desk yesterday casting these games, and when Tag got the very first booyah, he mentioned this is history being made. While that went into my mind and all the viewers who were watching back in India, I realized one thing. This is not just history being made by Tag, but it is them paving way for the future. And you could see what just happened. Total Gaming getting the very first booyah. Now SATL following that suit. And that is not just India, but even South Asia getting close in that lobby.
And it's the confidence that the squads are playing with. We saw Tag willing to take the early fight with Vitality. Out of all the squads, usually we would see them maybe being shy from it. They were like, nah, we want the smoke.
Yeah, I mean, and they're just waiting for the opportunity really to eliminate Vitality. That is the greatest threat in this lobby right now. And it seems like it is working. Though they are not familiar with drop spot as well as rotation of Southeast Asia, because we were talking about that, right? Southeast Asia is familiar of Southeast Asia. South Asia is familiar of South Asia. And they are going against each other. But I'm really loving that final situation where despite of all the pressure, there's still some fight in them.
Yeah, because I did not expect that we, Fatality, can outlive Tag actually, because we only had one person down in that game. We only had Chibang, and he showed a great, way of playing where he himself was on stealth mode. He tried to take one person at a time to face. And I mean, let's take a look at the highlight one more time. That is just amazing what he did. 5 elimination points. That is so great.
I know you want to talk about this one. Neptune, the M249.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've seen this used very often, especially in recent time.
Yeah.
M249, who's worried about Riptide Ridden? If you have the M249 to break down all those blue walls, it cleared the way for SAUL. Buddy was just in there rocking it and just sitting in one corner. No one can get away from him.
Hey, I don't have my lasso here, but with the M249, he was rounding up every squads down there. That's what he ended up doing. Buddy, brilliant job coming in from his end. And towards the end, while you mentioned about Sibeng, right? The end fight that we ended up witnessing was almost South Asia versus Sibeng. That's all it was.
Yep, Sibeng was carrying his team and carrying Southeast Asia. And I mean, take a look at this points. 58 elimination points from Team Fatality right now. We have the same amount of Booyah 1. So basically, this is Conchita versus Lucifer.
Well, right now, it's also that top 4 squads wanting to make sure they go to the finals. And the crazy thing is that we have SAUL Esports tied with Team Secret.
Yes, Team Secret is something that I really been keeping an eye for, because I feel like they need to wake up. I mean, they had 21 points before and now they have 35. They do need to take a lot more focus on the next game, because the first game and the second game, it wasn't too great for them. I mean, they only got like single point eliminations, 8 or 9. So they do need to like take it up a notch.
Well, let's see though. I mean, they really can bring it up a notch right now, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done. A lot of teams are really trying their best to put them down.
Yeah, I think especially when already Team Secret is being spoken about, Total Gaming need to pick that pace. They need the points. Earlier, before this, the storyline was between Team Secret and Total Gaming, where Total Gaming were looking better. They were up on the rank, but now they've been pushed out. That is, yes, South Asia is rising up the ranks. They're picking up the competition, the fights as well. We ended up seeing Straw Hats trying to do their own. We also spoke about Shocked earlier. So a lot of things happening at that point, while Southeast Asia, as you already mentioned, right, they knowing better about themselves are causing trouble for their own region, and South Asia is taking advantage of this.
With the performance that we're seeing out of the top 2 squads, you can now start seeing a bit of a sponge point there towards the top. Don't forget, top 4 will move on to the finals, but those top 2 teams just absorbing so many points from all the other squads, and the squads that are currently on that second page. After this next match, we're going to be hit the halfway point. You don't get to go back to the hotel. You don't get to go back and VOD review and take your sweet time. No, you need to start performing, and if not, we're going to have to start counting some of these teams out.
True, because when we're talking about the Southeast Asian teams, we know how dominating they was, especially on a group stage day 1. They were literally all over the place. So right now, we need them to refocus, I think, and show the world what they're really made of. And the next map is Solara, so I'm so excited for my friends in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, Purgatory, the game 5. What are we looking on that one?
Oh, well, Solara, Purgatory, there's a lot of things that need to be done right now, especially in this map of game number 5. Like, Purgatory, this is where a lot of chaos will be happening. Even in first game, we saw this cute flight path, and we saw how a lot of teams fail there. This map, like, I would say 40% a skewed flight path might happen. It's not only that, even the final circle might end up in the water. We've seen that in summer days within this week.
Yeah, there could be a lot in terms of the flight path, especially as you can see the players themselves, right? They're taking a look at what happened in the previous games, especially rotations as well. Which team is going to be where? Because we already saw on states when Shoto mentioned that we've changed our drop spots. That's something that teams are going to be checking on. do we have a newer challenger, maybe a drop clash happening, and that's what they want to change and figure out to better their strategies. As you said, Seven, it is the last chance on survival stage.
Well, let's see though. I mean, I'm looking at my stats right now, the numbers in Purgatory, and Team Apex Gaming did get a Booyah in here, and out of all the teams in a survival stage, they're the ones on top. So it seems like Team Apex Gaming will still get it once again.
I really like it that while you all say that it's tag is at top, their hashtag is also tag on top, and they are doing it. That's the best way possible for us to see here, and for India back home. Everybody's happy for them, because this is what I think once India made it to the global stage, in the very first representation, they wanted to make sure they make a statement. And oh boy, 3 teams all out loud there.
But honestly, I mean, we're talking about India. I do read some articles that India is actually very big, and I'm so glad that they finally made it to international level. So, because international level, sorry, what was that? Again, I'm just so excited talking about you guys, because after the 2 or 3 years break, it was so nice to finally see the new talents and the strength that India have. I mean, just take a look at the comment sections. Most of our viewers are Bangladeshi, Indians. They're everywhere.
They're definitely going to be everywhere. And you were mentioning the hashtag tag on top. Don't forget the hashtag EWC and hashtag EWC26 as well, because I know tag's owner, none other than Jonathan, he's going to be looking like, oh yeah, we might be going, oh, you know what? We're definitely going to be going to the finals. What are you expecting? Because Lucifer, I know after next match, you're going to go back to casting. You can see some of the comments there. Vitality, I mean, they've definitely been performing well. So far today, 8 placement points average every single match. And then eliminations, 14.5. That is just ridiculous. Now, when we go back to the Indian squads, because I was saying you are going to go back to casting after this next match, what are you expecting for them to finish like? Obviously, you want them to finish strong.
I think while we were already mentioning, and you spoke about, 1 is there, what about 2? And now the 3rd one's entered into the question.
This man's greedy.
Maybe we want to take it all. That's what we want to do at the global stage here. And I think it has been coming. It's a pressure that was there on everybody's shoulder, and they had to step it up, and it had to be the IGLs itself, these long-range sniper players, and that's what I was mentioning. KD God, look at him, 10,000 plus damage is what he's delivered. You mentioned about that. That is crucial. When your IGL is able to take off so much burden, the players are able to play freely. That gives them those chances, and that's the reason Shoto went all out in this game, if you saw.
Absolute cinema. I know somebody else put that, but it's pretty much exactly what's currently happening with this squad. On the opposite side, we had Nepal, and they were able to perform pretty good in that last match, but we did see something out of Nepal, Neptune, and that was that they might have been playing it too passive, considering that when we're talking about tag, they have 62 points just from eliminations. That's more points alone than what Falcons currently has, and I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong too, the lobby feels way more aggressive.
Yeah, it is. I mean, last day of some of the teams right here, so that makes it more difficult for them. For Nepal, I know they're excited to be in here. Day number 1, they were showing up, but now this can potentially be the last day, so they are just bringing it all out. Hopefully they're not that pressured.
Yeah, no camping, no playing it slow. Take notes after what some of the other teams are doing. Make sure you get those eliminations. Tash, Bunny, Husky, this is your last match for today, and I know you guys are excited for it.
Super excited, and in fact we are now officially at the halfway point of the survival stage here in Paris, France. Again, it's a South Asia day. More specifically, the Indian teams, like the panel pointed out, all 3 of them have gotten a Booyah under their belt. Total Gaming IQ with 1, REVEL E-SPORTS with 1, and Team Apex Gaming with 3 in total so far on the world stage. Better than all the other regions we've seen so far. And I gotta say, we are starting to see the hierarchy, right? The hierarchy in the food chain. The top 2 teams, TAG and Vitality. And then the big separation before we got to Team Falcons. So if this continues, it's gonna be slightly more challenging for teams like Team Secret, DRS, and everyone else to catch up.
You know, this is where things get super interesting as well. Because you know that the South Asian teams want to continue the streak, but at the same time, after seeing the comments, right, everyone's super excited for the usual teams like Brazil, like say Thailand and everything else between. when you are in this situation, you want to be able to break this streak. And from what I've seen so far, South Asia not only is streaking, but they're also on a very hot streak. TG and Lion gonna drop off at the same time here. Della takes a bit of chip damage. Gonna drop off at the very top of this watchtower. But for now, being able to reposition where Shanky will be able to get knocked down here. Still very methodical as TG made a big mistake of peeking out one by one. And this gives Lion a huge advantage to just completely almost wipe out this team.
I'm almost certain that it was on purpose by TG. Took a gamble and lost it. But I believe TAG also doing the same, dropping onto Aurora. The South Asian teams emboldened by the performances in the previous round, now converting it more. TG though, because of their earlier expedition, will be the first team to get wiped out.
Very unfortunate situation. Lion already is so good on fire. Gonna have to take up their next matchup here. Team Secret managing to be able to just equalize here, bringing back teammate into the game. Even PLS1 somehow getting one more member to the name. Lion, though, will be rallying back. Joker has been so good on these long-range fights. PLS1 forced to move away and straight into Joker's crosshair. And Joker not only getting a knock, but also another elimination point in the bag. And this is a great start for this team. A bit quiet early today, but this start should propel them in terms of momentum forward.
Incredible stuff so far. I mean, it started with them basically almost getting a full wipeout on TG. And they sort of converted it into a team that picked the pieces. Aurora actually eliminated Della. So the backstab train continues. We say backstab train. The team tailing behind Aurora Gaming is actually TAG that ran into them early on. So it might just keep on paying forward right now.
Interestingly enough, this area is just so hot right now. It feels like everyone that just meets up with Lion is just falling like flies. Great shot onto Zeus as well, not aware where Joker has been holding on. And I have to say, this hold and positioning coming in from Lion allows them not only crossfires, but also be able to go for these trades in case need to be. But Jun is rallying back. He wants to start something here, wants to be able to flush away Joker from this corner. Forced to move away, takes a bit of damage, but also being able to bring Zeus back into the game, but pays for it with his life.
Yeah, Jun actually beat Joker in that. So a positive outcome. The chrono time turner slightly late. That's gonna potentially cost Azrael. Axel though trying to back up his teammate. Lands a shot. Always reliable as a pillar of Aurora Gaming. Now the rescue mission begins. He's Games King. That's the tag. Give it second in a row. The Axel going big right now. And Jun back into the equation. Aurora Gaming stand tall.
This is looking real good as well. Aurora finally being able to be a little bit methodical with how they play here. Nice crossfires, three-way hold. Almost like a pizza cutter shape if you think about it. Being able to just play off one another here. Now Lion just now was the team to start off hot. And now they are the ones trying to just run away for dear life. As for DRS now in trouble, the Valentash used! And TEC being able to just really reap the benefits here. But they're not done. They know where Takuri and Pratik are. Force them away with the utility and those nades. But taking this very, very slow. 3 elims already in the bag. Also aware that Vitality also joining in the fight. Koja will be here first, stealing away some members of DRS somewhere through there, reaping the benefits and the hard work TEC. And Koja putting in the pressure. Rahat solo forward. His teammate not able to cross up another. Dix here with the Valendash, breaking down all the walls and cleans up the rest of the team.
DRS out from the game as well. The double sniper setup from Team Vitality paying off. Completely uncontested in the situation. And it's also pretty unfortunate that TEC didn't have an answer to that. Della gets to the vending machine. The revive train will start. SAUL doing the same as well. As they did run in the Team Secret. Bunny into GD, gets a trade. No confirmation there. At least not for SAUL. TEC removed.
A lot of stuff happening right now. Shiro also getting knocked. But for now, for the rest of these teams here, Aurora wanted to go in for this fight a bit more here. David on the outer side Might be found out here by Zeus, but to Steve and him, nice tag team going on there as well. Coming in together as a unit, double swings, triple swings, throwing in those bodies, not allowing or giving any moment to chance. GD, one member left, walks straight into the crosshairs of Team Aurora there. So not able to survive or get away with it, even giving some extra points. The very least, Shiro is still alive. Just go for a reset, bring back the teammates into the game.
I believe Lion might pay a second visit to Aurora, as they did show up. Joker trying to run away. I believe he almost got ran down by both Jun and Zeus in that vehicle. Kororo from far, that's off screen. So Tyridum actually, I believe, went wide just a little bit. Joker out in the open. Can Jun find a shot here? The rest of his teammates from the side of Lion, they don't really have the clearest of angles as Axel pins down Della. Separation done very, very well. Aurora Gaming isolating the individual players. Strip Tyridon out, Games King flushed out into the open. Tagged again, they call for Jun to turn around. Games King gets knocked down.
Now they just rush forward. Joker there somehow managing to cross over, but could be dangerous as Della here joins in on the fray. Aurora, 2 members gonna be marking him, gonna cross through together. Too much damage dealt, and even onto the other side, Joker not able to hold on.
Yeah, unfortunate for Joker, he got hit by the thrill of battle as well, I believe. The A124 to disable whatever abilities that he has. Again, Lion, like you pointed out earlier on, they started off good with multiple eliminations, but ever since then, there's nothing but a whimper. And Aurora, they are rocking at 11, their best round so far. I mean, yesterday they did set a record for the most eliminations and total points in a single game. So let's see, I mean, if they get the second win, the stars align this game, we might see that record again. Vitality now firing on the Straw Hats.
Yeah, and aggressive as heck as well. The Straw Hats forced to move away into a tiny corner of that zone. But Vitality wants to go in for that chase. Koja always out there with the opening, and the Straw Hats were just not ready for them in that cross down. No reaction means space given to Vitality to be able to just rush forward here. Dick stretches through Valor, gets perfectly done for a double. And the collapse is so good on the Straw Hats. Possibly not anticipating how aggressively Team Vitality will be able to just overcome them.
And this was something that I believe Neptune and Lucifer discussed earlier on. The Bond of Eclipse in the hands of Koja as they changed their playstyle from not having just double snipers, but having a very aggressive front. So the Bond of Eclipse plus the Valiant Dash, you break down the glue walls, and you use the Ray ability on your enemies, it instantly erases them from the fight. And they are making really good on that. And I remember talking to Ma'ao, and Ma'ao said this is probably a Clash Squad exclusive, but Team Vitality are trying to bring that potential into Battle Royale. So far, the results have been positive.
Bit nervous with this rotation coming in from Team Vitality. It does cross by SAUL. Could potentially run into Team Secret and GD as well. So, since all of them are on this one vehicle, I'm just worried it's gonna be not so great for them, but I don't think they're gonna be caught out quite yet. Regardless, as we go straight to the circle here, there's just so many teams there where Vitality is, and I think they're a bit aware that someone might be close by.
Just checking back on the radar, TAG making a very, very late rotation this time. Coming in from the south side. They've been doing this for the past few rounds, but this time the pace is slightly slower than what we're used to. Vitality against Secret. Another rematch now on the mountain, on the hill. Vitality opting to go for the low ground. And that means that Team Secret will get a bit of an advantage as the Blues one closes in again. But even for Team Secret, they don't really want to push the advantage. Relying on the UAV to scout out for intel, as both them and Vitality part ways in opposite directions.
No one really wants to really commit on this fight, and TAG, this rotation is just looking really rough on them as well. You start to see SAUL putting in a bit more pressure as they try to rotate into the area. They do make it in there though, and this is where things get interesting because Noor currently doesn't really have the support from his teammates. Troll out there in the open, so they are in a position to trade off one another. And on top of that as well, you can see Vitality definitely hearing the sounds, rotate over toward them as well.
Look at this split from TAG. They definitely know that there's a third team around. Control was stolen away. KD got bit of a boost, just enough to get into the safety of his teammates. The warm embrace of the glue wall. Riptide Rhythm out from Joel. It's gonna catch Sahyujat on the cross. Another one out. And now TAG out in the open. The Chrono Dome keep them alive and healthy. TAG forced to backtrack and retrace their step. The captain now down. Sibank gets the confirmation here. Sahyujat found by Joel. Again, a double snipers from angles that obscured TAG into the dens, into the Hornet's nest. Diggs does get taken out, but can the star of TAG make a magic happen? Shoto down low, Koja full health, explosives in hand, up close range. Joel again with the pick off. TAG out.
Yeah, and it's loud down there, especially since TAG has been an unstoppable force for the last few maps. And Vitality very happy with this outcome, really doubling down the situation. But now they are in trouble. Don't have space in the zone and pressured by the Falcons as well, who've definitely been waiting for the right timing to stop the rampage coming in from the Hornets.
Falcons have been quiet so far. Only 3 eliminations on the board, but a change of playstyle, I think, after the past 2 rounds where the aggression ended up being detrimental to them. They are now trying to play for the late game. They're gonna run into Lion first. Not the first encounter, but Lion has bested them early on, I believe, on game 2. Pina, good angle. Limit wants to join him as well. Blue zone is gonna hurt both them and Lion, but Lion is looking to get into the circle as quick as possible.
Ooh. Gabe's King barely alive at the end of that, on fire, making sure to put in that pressure. Joker as well, taking a lot of damage.
Nice.
But nice shot coming through here, knocking down one of the members from the Falcons. So the Falcons, not only did they try to pressure, but out of all of that, losing 2 members in that process. Being able to get into the zone is going to be painful, but they still shoot back here with one of the members of Lion dropping into their pockets. But Joker will pay for his life. Pina knocked down as well. Both teams just hitting each other and paying the price.
Unfortunately, in this case, Limit left to his own devices again. Limit, good on 1. Need to do it this time. Do it again on the biggest of stage. Recovery done by Lion. A 2v1 situation. Limit doesn't really have much left in the bank as well. 8 glue walls. 10 med kits, but so much open area to cover.
Ooh.
So there's no chance there. Della finds the 11th point for the team.
We only started to see Falcons come online just a few moments ago, and as soon as they showed their hands, suddenly they're in trouble. And somehow through that, the Falcons were trying to shut down the Hornets, but it's the Hornets that still survived till the end. Regardless, time's a ticking, shift of the zone is coming. And Vitality really taking their time, knowing that Team Secret is close by. Lion somehow still surviving as well through that chaos. Still alive as a 2. There are so many times that Games King nearly getting knocked down, being able to stabilize.
And we've talked about certain constants so far in the survival stage, and Vitality has been that constant. And running into Team Secret into a firing range. Secret more than prepared.
Right as we mentioned it, they knew the risk of crossing over and they didn't really have too much of a choice. It felt like a desperation play in terms of that rotation. Now Team Secret very happy with this outcome. Gonna try and take this fight up against Gun Dynasty. Gonna be opening it up here with the utility. Some chip damage to come through, but Gun Dynasty making sure to hunker down. But as fast as the glue walls were set up, it is broken with the Valiant dash forward, but will go down. Since Team Secret, ready to receive, rushes forward and crunches them 1 by 1. Completely overwhelming the rest of Gun Dynasty.
Yep. Up against the Prodigy in the name of T-Quay as well. They did get rid of Hwangam, but that's pretty much it. GD now stuck in a rock and a hard place. Intervention coming in. Aurora, they want to join the fight. A party's not a party without a Malaysian team. 12 eliminations on the board. Something that was highlighted early on. When they get the second win, they might be able to do it. T-Quay steps on the landmine. Nan goes down. Tigre to follow. Aurora reaping the rewards and make it 16 and counting.
They're just so aggressive and great timing as well. Different aggression seen throughout the entire day. Lion surviving as a 2 just now, barely alive. Della will be the last one standing, knocked down.
They can do this. There's a very
Benel
good chance.
waiting in the corner.
I think Aurora has done it, right? The first booyah for Malaysia on the world stage. There it is, Aurora Gaming. 4 years in the making. And here we are, Aurora Gaming locks in first booyah in 4 years for Malaysia.
Incredibly tough, must be great seeing this from them. Definitely a team, I would say, that is the epitome of taking it step by step. A rough map 1, it's okay, go again. And slowly throughout this day, they start to heat up, start to improve, and getting it finally in map 5.
And once more, the story of the survival stage up to the halfway point has been the proving grounds of the hopefuls. Aside from Vitality, every of the other favorites have been casted aside temporarily. We see India get 3 booyahs in a row, and then Malaysia adds themselves onto that name list. The only constant is still Vitality. But I think the bigger threat now are those who are hungry for that trophy, and we are seeing that on the main stage.
And you know what's crazy? We're only at the halfway mark of the day. There's still time for these teams to just really come together. We've seen so many last-minute aggression come online, last-minute changes that really changes the trajectory of this team. Aurora in this particular map really took it round by round, really take it fight by fight, and somehow being able to come up on top. Let's see what they have to say throughout that game.
Satu lagi, let's go.
Go maju. Mampus. Nice. Ayo. Mentality kita. Let's go, bro.
Aduh.
Take your time, wise words. One step at a time. You got 5 more rounds to go, Aurora. You can do it. There is hope. And I think, when we saw Aurora get off on a good foot this round, I did say, when the stars align, Aurora can do it. They've set the record yesterday. Why not today? It's not a record-breaking round, but it's certainly enough to put them back in the conversation to contend for the top 4. First and second, still hard to break through for now, but we have 5 more rounds to do that, right? Who's to say by the end of this, Aurora is not going to be in first place or any other of these contenders. The match standings tells us that Aurora has gotten 30 big points, the big 3, and that is an incredibly advantageous boost.
Yeah, should be able to boost them forward just a little bit more forward. But Vitality and Team Apex Gaming is still going to be very, very hard to beat. The discrepancy of points between the second place and the third place is a lot after all. But once again, if you're able to go in huge in one of these maps, you are able to really play that catch-up. And in Free Fire, anything is possible. There are games where you just go out a little bit too early, maybe 0 points, and the next you're just suddenly getting over 30.
And I just gotta say, that match standings is the projected match standings for a lot of our fans before today happened, right? With the SCA teams in the front and everyone else on the second page. But hey, crazier things have happened. This is the halfway point. We got more games to come, and we'll be back in just a bit.
ليه تنتظر؟ صيفها. طيران
All right. Give it up once again for Aurora. First booyah for Malaysia, 4 years in the making. Now that That is amazing, and that is exactly what EWC is all about. The surprises, the suspense. I am so happy for them, Yunsul.
Yes, totally happy for Aurora Gaming since this is the first Booyah. Finally, we can see a comeback from Malaysia teams, and I am so happy for that. But I must talk about TAG. Seoul's or overall Indians teams, they are on fires today. We can all see that. And if I remember, maybe currently they're at the first ranking, right?
Yeah, this is the surge of India because this is the surprise that we needed when it comes to the survival stage. But let's go back to Aurora for a little bit, okay? That fight, that last circle was so amazing. I mean, going against Lion and of course, going against the team that is more favorable is always a hard thing. But they had the high ground, the first Booyah once again for Malaysia. The positioning and the way they're reading the game is just so top-notch this time.
Exactly, they move very stable. All of their gameplay, game skill, even the teamwork is very perfect during the game. And we can all see that the effort that they all put out. And overall, of course, we have to say, Aurora Gaming, after 3 days, this is the third day, right?
Yeah.
They have been doing the best and finally they got something sweet for themselves.
Yeah, but we're talking about your team for a little, can we?
Sure.
What exactly is going on with Team Secret? Your team keeps clashing with mine, Fatality. I mean, yeah, we have been seeing Fatality consistently making it to at least top 5, but can you just please stop bumping into our team?
Hello. We only got 4 slots and my team is suffering trying to get that slot as well. But I do understand your frustration, of course, because we all trying to getting a slot.
Yeah.
But at this moment, I still can see Team Secret is still playing their best, still very stable, not trying to mess everything up, especially Tegui. As you guys can see, a very crazy kid.
Yeah.
Trying to have fun in this tournament, and of course, but at the end, overall, I still can see that them still having some errors, still having some issues, but I think after this game, they're still fine to top 4.
Yeah.
So overall, nothing happened. But why do we always meet Team Vitality and Team Secrets? Always meet in the circle.
That is my question too. But hey, you saw the map reveal. It's Nextera. Nextera is our next map, and I think this would be a great place for the Southeast Asian teams to once again show them what they're made of. Now, I think it's time for us to go back to the casters.
Yes, and let's go back to the caster.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is AJ. I'm the Mustachio down here with the one and only Lucifer. We're going to be bringing you guys through the final 5 games of the day. The next map's going to be Nextera. This is where your frontliners are going to shine. This is where those shotguns, those M590s, those Mag 7s are going to come alive, Lucifer.
Next it up, we saw Team Apex Gaming already get a Booyah today. And now we're going back to it, the randomized map. And next should be a place again. South Asian teams find their victory. Because on the other end, Southeast Asian teams are fighting amongst themselves, trying to take away the points. The South Asians are trying to rank.
Yeah, it is everyone for themselves at this point of time. Yes, we can rally together as a nation, but out there on the battlefield, I see you, I only see points. And you are absolutely right. Team Apex Gaming scoring a massive Booyah, 34-pointer on Nextera. And after that game, they haven't really been looking like that major run just yet. Let's see if or not they can jump back to that. Solara wasn't too bad for them, but Purgatory really tested the squad. A early exit from the lobby, only picking up a total of 6 points. So if there's anywhere to recover, it is here for Team Apex Gaming, because it has been a fantastic start, but they cannot slow down just yet. They need to solidify their spot in the top 4.
You saw the favorites, and right now in the most eliminations, it's KD God at 221 being the agile and also doing the heavy lifting. And yes, they have to continue it, but for the time being, it's going to be at Intellect Center, a clash between 3 squads, Toll Gaming, Lion, as well as Vitality. And Vitality have been fighting since game number 1.
Yeah, not looking good here, Dix. One of the final players to actually land. Still got the mini Uzi in hand. Joker on the other hand, depending on his stealth bites to quickly back away from the engagements. Koja finding a knock onto Della. And Shanky saying, nope, this is not for me. Although he does have a good gun in hand, they don't want to take those risks just yet. Looking to quickly reposition out there as Lion tries to overwhelm the rest of the players on the side of Vitality. Dix taken out of the equation already. Koja bleeding out, and Joel says, this battle is just not for me.
Lion, Games King, we spoke about it. He's picking up pace, gets the confirmation on the players, fallen of vitality. On the other end, SHUL bringing their very start. That's picks on Straw Hats. Now, Toll Gaming might be late, but they are there to strike. It's going to be Aztec on Games King. Puts him down. Should be getting confirmation very soon, and Joker has to tuck his tail and make a run, but he's moving in the same direction where they pushed their opponents earlier.
Absolutely solid play here from India once again. Total Gaming looking to take over the situation. Aztec though down on the ground. Nobody can save him just yet. Della comes in for the Punisher. Time Turner was pulled out, but it's the Indian squad that uses their Time Turner against them. Shanky popping in and out. Won't get the charge buster shut down. A double for him, but Water down on the ground. And it's now up to Shanky to save the squad, but he gets taken down. It's Vitality coming back in here for some payback. And India looking to snatch away some solid points, instead get tagged up and now left with one final survivor.
Thankfully, the fight turned in the other direction. It became against, again, Lion. And therefore, Toll Gaming will have a breather, but they have to make a quick run. On the other end, even Team Apex Gaming had to get back their player. So a couple of revives very early in the game of next time, and that is bound to happen. A lot of eliminations going back and forth, and Lion now another trouble. That's going to be Team Secret. We already saw Conchita as well as Yunsul trying to look forward to steer their teams in the direction. And it's Team Secret who have now started it off.
This is the replay from early on as DRS bumped into Straw Hats. And unfortunately, Xtrov just did not manage to get away from that situation in time. The VSS in the hands of Alu, more than enough to sort that situation out. Wolvin though caught in a tight little spot here. Shoto dropping by to see if he can help out his buddy. And it's the wild, wild west out here. Wolvin getting his glue walls broken down. Zuez wants those shots, but it's now a 2v1. Zuez has to back away from this battle. Azriel looking for that flank. If he can find this position, he might just be able to punish the Indian squad.
Sahil Jad, he's on the back lines and Azriel has no idea about it. Finally had to put up a glue wall to stop that. And now Shoto, who was on the front line, will be shut down by Zuez. Wolvin wants to still pick the axle, but it's not working out, and Zuez is making mark on Team Apex Gaming, doing the damage. Sahil Jad is also caught out. He'll be put down. And Aurora, who just got the booyah, are continuing their elimination spree.
But fantastic play from Sahil Jad. He already brought in those revives, so the squad will survive to fight a little bit more. Now it's all depending on where they find the drop on the way back in. Gun Dynasty, a team that has definitely been struggling from the start of the day, looking for a major recovery. Can they use this game to do exactly that? David taken down. Vinet's out as well. It's all up to Benel, and the super savior of the squad does it again.
Always bailing the squad of Gun Dynasty, it's been Benel. Not just doing the eliminations, but also bringing them back into the game. That is a lot to ask from Benel, while he already gave his everything on day one, and that is the reason I feel like Gun Dynasty have not found their best yet. On the other end, DRS, they've always caused trouble for everybody in the lobby today, and now against Falcons. Pratik getting closer. Alu, can he put him down? And it is going to be Pratik who puts and confirms him.
Yeah, beautiful advantage there for DRS, who had the numbers to take on the Falcon player. But now TEC with one wild player moving towards the vending machine, looking to see if or not he can help out the rest of his team members. The final player alive, Kutush, hits a triple revive. He sacrifices himself for that revive, but it was well worth it. Titans eSports will stay alive in the lobby because of him. We still have 12 squads in here. Nobody has been stuffed out just yet.
5 games are done. Now they know it's time to bring back those eliminations. And Toll Gaming, they're the ones in trouble. Team Apex Gaming, they were troubled by Aurora. And now even Aurora going against Toll Gaming, getting those eliminations quickly. Jun finds another, and that's going to be Aztec. And the last one going out, that is Toll Gaming out of the race. And the very first team on Nextera.
Total Gaming just not seeing the brightest side of their performance at this point of time. But we still do have 4 more games for them to run through, and a comeback is definitely possible. They'll have to catch up with their performance later. For the time being, 11 more still struggling out there. And DRS finding themselves yet another player from the side of Falcons. Can they punish once more? Kororo too far, on fire. Unable to set up much defenses there. Those glue wall melters just melting down every single barricade it puts up. Peanuts too far. On fire will have to take the fight. Time turner pulled out. It's a 2v1. Takuri. The backstab's just not enough. Finally, they catch up with him. Took long enough. And Falcons will lose yet another player.
AJ, the DRS are the troublemakers of the lobby. They're going to try and take these eliminations out. They're going to trouble them with points. And Pina once again, this time, shuts down Adu. But that's not the only one. Stroix was there.
Yeah.
It was a bait and switch. He did not even get that point.
And this is what you need to see out of Nepal if they want to climb the leaderboard. It has been a rough day for DRS. The best game we've seen out of them so far was Solara with 14 points. But 14 points is just not enough to really make your way up towards the top. You're looking at the top 4 teams making the qualifier into the grand finals. Don't have many slots available. Team Apex Gaming, 5 eliminations in hand so far. Shoto on the way back. He can't get involved in this battle just yet. Wolvin will have to find a way to survive this, and the Indian squads, like you said, preying on each other once again. SHUL up against Team Apex Gaming.
Tag and SHUL, it happened in the previous games as well, where SHUL ended up getting their booyah, but Wolvin now chasing Troll. Today it's not been Troll's complete day. We saw Bunny a lot more expressive. Wolvin on the other end, he has found eliminations for the team, and now running right to the race of Troll. He's only putting glue walls, but it's not going to work out. Tagger surrounding him, but Jack, he helps out somewhere, and Sahijat gets taken down. Now Troll has an opportunity. Wolvin gets closer, and Wolvin trying to shut him down, and Troll will fall. But there was an exchange again. It is Jack. They are evening this balance. 1-for-1 elimination traded off.
Yeah, beautiful positioning by the tag players. Team Apex Gaming just showing exactly who that Apex Predator is. Just through positioning, Koja will find a wild one for himself, but unfortunately there's just a knock. They quickly recover and take him out of the equation. Vitality not in a spot to take the fight, but they'll try to force it because Dix just can't run away just yet. Joel with the cover from up top, but unintentionally Leon has just blocked away all of those shots with their positioning. And Vitality will be outnumbered here as they take the fight. Sibeng has been spotted out from afar. He's got the Morse. He will be able to get away from the situation, but can he find a vending machine for the rest of his brothers? Because they are about to fall at the hands of the Lions.
Lion, 12 eliminations in total. Find another. That's Dix going out of the play. On the other end, we spot Spiriting a little too far. Going in for revives, Joel. He's all about that roof position, but can he pick this player off? Can Lion take him out of the play, or is it going to be an opportunity? It seems like Vitality do find opportunities. We saw them earlier itself in early game. The fight with Lion, they brought it back. Vitality were able to even wound Total Gaming in that mix.
Now spending some time outside the circle here, Lion. They need to start moving, but just a tad bit entertained by Vitality and Joel. He could not get off the top spot there. Just tried to play a little bit of a advantage with that high ground, but he gets caught out. But now, as Lion try to rotate in, they're going to have to face off against the Falcons eventually. Team Secret versus Gun Dynasty. This is going to be a tough one for Gun Dynasty. But we've seen them go in for those mad rushes on day one. If they can pull off that aggression level once again, Team Secret might be snuffed out too early. But Secret as well are so close to the top 4. They not only need to survive, but they need those points. But TEC looking to sneak some away off of Gun Dynasty.
Gun Dynasty have not had the best. Benel, he might have brought them back into life there at the dead center right now. Team Secret also sharing a close compound. It could be an opportunity for either of these squads, but the one in the race is going to be Team Secrets. As we are at game number 6, everybody knows it's time to make sure that every elimination counts, every circle movement counts, and especially the zone shrinking itself. And right now, shrinking is going to be an opportunity for Lion as Joker gets taken down. FGL as well being used to make sure that there is no option of survival for the player of Lion.
Falcons currently in the top 3, and they want to climb up a little bit higher because they understand Lion, WAG, Aurora will not give them any bit of breathing space. And Lion's on fire right now. 16 eliminations in hand already. And obviously jumping to the top is not going to be impossible for this squad if they can stay alive and get to that final circle. But still, placement points wise, it is very risky to get into all of these early battles. It's still too young in the game, although we're just reaching the 11th minute mark. This is where chaos will start to unfold. Vitality, on the other hand, yes, revives after revives after revives. They haven't been able to recover.
Gun Dynasty, they also need a recovery that they need to put. They did it later in the day, but because of that small gap that they had in the early games, they could not make it to the top 4. And right now, that is also the trouble they're facing. Team Secret, they're slowly taking strides, which is working in their favor, and they need to make sure that it continues for them. And if it does, they will be in the top 4. And they are the recent champs, especially from SEA Spring, and they need to make sure they put their footprint here in EWC as well.
Yeah, you can bet on Team Secret to do that. But I have to say, this has been the best match so far for Gun Dynasty. 10 eliminations and counting. Katie God with a wild AWM shot from afar. And Lion, as expected, spending too long outside the zone. And now with the lightning zone called upon them as well, it's going to be tough. Not just to survive, but to find those revives for the squad. We'll have to see how Games King manages this situation. DRS, on the other hand, losing player after player. The shots coming on through. Two teams aiming at them at the same time. Straw Hats under pressure. And the players on the side of Gun Dynasty trying to pick up as many points as possible, as they've got a perfect vantage point here up against Straw Hats.
But Straw Hats, as they're making a run, they will be soon meeting Team Apex Gaming. With Team Apex Gaming, they have their quick attention towards Vitality. Extra off. I don't think it's going to be an opportunity for him to get out, as the zone's also closing in. Tag have Straw Hats cornered. Shocked has been knocked. What can he do here?
Unintentional assist there from Gun Dynasty, and Team Apex Gaming saying thank you very much, sir. We will clean up the rest of their act, as they shut down player after player, sending these Straw Hats back to the lobby to wait for the next game. 12 eliminations in hand. And Team Apex Gaming again looking like the Apex Predators out there. India looking absolutely strong for the day. But now, Team Secret, they spent a lot of time in this defensive compound already. Problem is now, they'll have to travel past Gun Dynasty, past DRS to get into the next circle. If they play their timing wrong, Team Secret's going to make another early exit.
Yeah, the entire pathway towards the circle is completely empty. There's only one compound which SATUL has, and making an early rotation was Aurora, and they're right next to them. Wolvin, in the meantime, as Tag is right at the edge of the zone, they get knocked, and continuing that form is going to be Gun Dynasty taking that advantage. KD God also gets knocked. Confirmation coming in from DRS. Earlier Tag were troubling them, and now DRS are taking advantage. Wolvin also gets eliminated. And Team Apex Gaming, who just had eliminations, who are looking at top 12 in total, now have lost 2 players. Had the vending machine earlier, but because of the zone, it's compromised.
SHUL looking to take down a couple of players before making the move here. Gun Dynasty shutting down the Apex Predators themselves from India. Team Apex Gaming out this time. Team Vitality snuffed out as well. And Falcons up against Team Secret, who turned the tables on them, but Limit single-handedly shutting them down. But unfortunately, the Circle and Aurora from afar will put an end to that battle. They take the best advantage, and Team Secret's out as well.
SATUL, Aurora, and Gun Dynasty together trouble Falcons over there along with Team Secret, but DRS still surviving. 13 total eliminations for them, but their game found. That's SATUL right now. They've gotten their very first booyah. Looking forward to another. Jack and Noor together, they're taking DRS down. Confirmations working their way, and look at the position they have on top of the roof. Will not even let Aurora get closer, but before Aurora get any intention being closer, they toss a nade, put an end to both Gun Dynasty as well as DRS.
Can Aurora do it back to back? They got a massive game at Purgatory, and here at Nextera they're on fire once again. But that SATUL from that high ground could just ruin their party, but they're a tad bit distracted now by TEC. Blade tagged up as he tries to make his rotation, but great glue wall lineup here, and they've left Kutush behind. Kutush's job is to play distraction as the rest of the players make their way into that safe haven as they line up those glue walls. They've given Kutush a great opportunity to survive, and SATUL could not take advantage of that rotation. But TEC needs to be careful. The zone's catching up with them.
SATUL, they might have let Aurora walk past, taking an advantage of the zone, but they need to make sure put a stop to Aurora because of the high ground advantage. Titan Esports Club, they cannot climb it. They have to traverse around it, and that's what they're planning to do. Aurora want to spot either Titan Esports Club or SATUL, who would make a jump for it, because right as ahead of the game is Aurora.
The distraction now from TEC, Titans Esports, trying to call SATUL and ask for their attention, and the Indian squad will say, no problem, brothers, I'll give it to you. New trying to take those shots, will find the tag, and Troll gets the follow-up with a BSK. Kutush down, no pickup for you. TEC down by one man, that's a big disadvantage, but they spot out Aurora as well, who have not started moving just yet, and Aurora doesn't have to.
Aurora find an opening on SATUL. Let's stall. At least it will stall the fight for Titan Esports Club. Maybe a recovery for them. However, Jun could not confirm that elimination, so SATUL still have their 4 players standing on the higher ground. The rooftop is still working for them, but the zone will start closing soon. 20 seconds left on the clock. Either of these teams need to make a play, but Aurora, they're the ones who have control of the bridge, the compound, the entire open ground.
Repositioning that vehicle, looking to quickly get to the opposite side of the circle if they need to, but they want to see what the move is like from SATUL as well as Titans Esports. You can see the Cassie's electrotherapy connected already between Blade and Rahat. That's going to be a massive advantage here for the Bangladeshi squad. But India up top, SATUL refusing to jump off of that roof, but they'll be forced by the circle now. And this is going to cause chaos between them and TEC. Rahat trying to get away, great blue wall, time turner pulled out by SATUL. 16 eliminations in hand, they pop the Cassie, and Seppi as well. And the Painted Refuge will keep them safe from all of those grenades. But Aurora from afar, it's that AWM shot. Suez popping off with the F590 as well. 19 eliminations strong, and Malaysia about to go back to back on the Booyah!
Booyah is what Aurora end up pulling. And for Malaysia, they wanted to rise up the ranks, they want to get the points, they wanted to make it to the top 4 and not be eliminated here from the survival stage. The counterparts from Southeast Asia, majority of them have already made it in. What a game again from Aurora. From so many jaws of death, and SATUL having the advantage, they still make a rotation faster under the noses of SATUL and make it across in an advantageous position for themselves.
We've usually said about how Axel definitely carries the squad with the sniper and Zuez on the front lines, but this time I have to say everybody stepped up on the side of Aurora. The game at Nextera was even better than what they showed us at Purgatory. They are on a mighty roll now, and just through 2 games they have gotten more than 60 points. How incredible is that? This team, the players have not seen the international stage for so many years, and to make a comeback like this on the survival stage shows us that they truly have got what it takes to climb the leaderboard. But is it going to be enough to squeeze themselves into the top 4? Because they've lagged behind in the initial couple of games.
Yeah. When we started the day, we were talking about it. Aurora have potential. They have the Axel, but yeah, it's only him so far that we were witnessing. Azriel was looking good. Let's hear them.
And I have to say, just with 2 games alone, they might have done it. They might be in the top 4 with an incredible jump. Malaysia keeping the hopes and dreams alive for the nation. The only representative of Malaysia showing everyone that when you dream and when you hustle, you definitely can pull away a shocker of a gameplay. I mean, not just getting the booyah, right? But the back-to-back booyah on the survival stage when you've got so many other Titans in there competing for the exact same thing. Vitality this time, they just could not continue their run. Unlike what we saw at Bermuda earlier on in game number 2. And Aurora gaming 32 points through the 20 eliminations and the booyah.
We were talking about potentials, right? Aurora showed us that potential yesterday. Almost a record-breaking performance, and we thought, hey, this, if pulled off a little earlier, they could have qualified in the top 4 before they stepped into the survival stage. At least here, a couple of the games went away, 5 to be named in exact, but finally they end up pulling their socks and taking everybody down one after another, irrespective of who is against them.
We saw Team Apex Gaming, we saw Total Gaming Esports do so much better at the start, and SHUL was lagging behind. But in this game, we saw the twist of fate from the Indian squads. I mean, 17 eliminations on on the previous Nextera map definitely put them in the crosshairs of everybody, right? But this time, they have managed to step it up once again. It is a beautiful game that they have played in here, but SHUL, their journey is not over just yet. They have got a few more maps to travel through. Hopefully, they can keep the momentum up.
Let's see what momentum is going to be there, because right now, in momentum terms, we have Team Secret's interview with Yunsul. Let's send it over.
Thank you to our caster, Yunsul, and welcome back to the stage. And right next to me is PS1 from Team Secret. So let's have a little chit-chat with him, shall we? Into our first questions. We have just passed halfway through the day and you are on the cusp of being in the top 4. So what do you need to do for the rest of the day to keep yourselves in the competition? Well, would it be mechanic or even a teamwork? Xin chào PS1. Thì đến với câu hỏi đầu tiên là chúng ta đã đi qua được nửa ngày thi đấu rồi. Và tất nhiên là cũng sẽ chỉ còn lại 4 trận đấu nữa mà thôi. Thì cả đội của mình là sẽ cần phải chấn chỉnh những gì để có thể là tạm thời giữ nguyên cái vị trí của mình trong cuộc đua đến với top 4 hiện tại ạ.
Thì em nghĩ team của em chỉ cần giữ vững tinh thần và kiểu bớt những cái lỗi vặt lại thì 100% vô top 4.
100%, very confident. So overall for PS1, we just need to be stable for our mental and also reduce our small errors. And that should be 100% for us to secure the spot in the grand finals. So to the second questions, you came into this event as champions of the C regular seasons, but also the FMVP of the tournament as well, but have struggling for the consistency here in Paris. So what do you think has been going on in some of these games? Thì tất nhiên là Team Secret đã đến đây với một cái vị trí rất là nổi bật. Đó chính là nhà vô địch của giải đấu C vừa rồi của chúng ta. Và đặc biệt, bạn cũng là FMVP của giải đấu vừa rồi nữa. Nhưng mà đến với Paris lần này thì có vẻ như là đội của mình đang khá là chật vật ở trong các trận đấu vừa qua. Thì không biết là đội của mình đang gặp phải những chuyện gì thì có thể chia sẻ với các bạn khán giả được không ạ?
Em nghĩ chắc là lý do lớn nhất là do team em là lần đầu tham gia LWC. Thì một phần là do sức khỏe chưa đảm bảo, nhưng mà kiểu lâu quá cũng chưa bắn giải với nhau nhiều á, cho nên là 4 thành viên vẫn chưa gắn kết như hồi xưa.
Oh, so I think this is our first time joining the EWC, so that's why it's kind of strange for us about everything. But the second thing is our health is not, it's not stable at all. So we have to try our best to getting used to the timeline here and everything about our health as well. And the third thing is we have been used together. We haven't played, especially in the tournaments, for a pretty long time. So that's why our team is not that strong and not having that strong connections anymore. So I would like you to ask you another questions, and this will be my final questions as well. We are having many teams, many C teams in this group as well, but I can see one team that used to be the underdogs of the C, which is Aurora, and now they rise up. So how do you think about them? Because I think that you also have a race with Aurora and Team Falcons as well. Thì đến với câu hỏi thứ ba cũng sẽ là câu hỏi cuối cùng. Thì chúng ta hiện tại là có khá là nhiều team C ở trong cái bảng lần này. Nhưng mà tất nhiên có vẻ như là đội tuyển mà chúng ta không đánh giá mấy là cao, nhưng lại vô cùng nổi bật hiện tại, đó chính là Aurora Gaming đến từ Malaysia. Vậy hiện tại thì Du Xuân nghĩ rằng là các bạn cũng sẽ đang có một cái cuộc đua rất là cạnh tranh cùng với Team Falcons cũng như là Aurora lần này. Thì bạn nghĩ thế nào về Aurora khi mà họ có vẻ như là vừa có đối cho mình một cú đúp booyah vậy ạ?
Ban đầu thì em nghĩ là Aurora đã bị loại khỏi cuộc đua top 4, nhưng mà sau 2 game thì họ có vẻ là đối thủ đáng gờm mà bọn em phải cạnh tranh.
Các bạn có nghĩ là mình sẽ cần phải lên một cái chiến thuật gì đó ngay lập tức để có thể là cạnh tranh với họ lần này không?
Nói chung là bọn em không quan tâm lắm tới một team còn lại, chỉ cần quan tâm tới bản thân mình thôi.
Right, that's really good. So overall, we can see that Aurora, at first we thought that Aurora would get kicked off of the top 4, but overall, right now, we can all see that they bounce back really fast, and this is a race, and we can also see that they are very strong contenders to us, but we do not care about other teams. We only care about ourselves, and that is how we rise up once again. So everyone, thank you so much for your listening, and I do really hope that Team Secret can bounce back really strong at this time. Now, let's head back to the studio.
Human body was built to move, not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. A ergonomically engineered for you. Move.
Hello, everyone. Looks like a bombshell. It's a big fan of Apex right now. I mean, what can I say? They're doing so good. They are firing me up right now. Oh, I got this energy over here in the crowd. You guys already know the parents of Shoto. He's doing amazing. Good job with their son.
Yeah, good job.
He's amazing. But right now, I want to talk to you, dude. I mean, what is the feeling to see finally a team from India doing so well in a World Championship?
It's great feeling for us, specifically for India teams. We are here after 7 long years at international stage. Back home, everyone is cheering for them, and these guys have made everyone proud back home. So yeah, we are rooting for them, and hopefully they will make it to finals from here.
Wow, and what that would mean for India to have an India team winning a World Championship?
It's gonna be a very massive thing, not only in Free Fire, in the esports community in India. It's gonna be a very massive thing if we win it from here. Everyone back home, they are already rooting for the boys, for all the 3 Indian teams who are representing here. So we all are, of course, rooting for all the Indian teams who are participating here. And hopefully boys should carry this flag up, and we'll be cheering for them.
Amazing, I love that. For real, love that. Okay, I want to know what kind of celebration you guys will do back home if Apex win AWC 26? Huh? Who can you share with me?
There would be really big celebrations back home, but we will be feel really proud if we do make it to the finals. As of now, we are not yet out of the woods. There's still 5 games to go, and we are in a position where we can't really complain. It's not good, it's not bad. We are at an even kill. But if we go on in the finals, we qualify for the finals. And our aim is to end in the top 3 as of now. We are not looking at the top slot as of now because there are really good teams in the group A. I realize that. So our feet are firmly on the ground as of now. But yes, if we do win, that would be a huge blast back in India. It would be endless celebrations.
Amazing, I love that. Can I go to India?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe some good food?
Yes. Exactly, yes.
Would you teach me some moves from India?
Coming back in here for some payback.
Woo! I want to go to India right now. Apex, please. Make sure the grand finals. Win. Apex.
Yeah, you don't want to see my moves. We can definitely give it a try, but it's just not going to be happening. By the way, welcome back. 6 games have gone by, and we have none other than Husky, Neptune, Lace, the 7WG here. Yours truly. I gotta say this because Neptune, you got a chance to curse earlier on when it was to Aurora, and we have the savior for Aurora. And for everybody currently watching at home, don't forget that you can earn rewards in game. Support your local team, qualify to the finals, and you're gonna end up being the champion of a lot of awesome stuff. So predictions in there too. So make sure you log into Free Fire, participate, and continue watching AWC for those in-game rewards. But talking about Aurora Husky.
Yes, I've been waiting for this moment, Neptune. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. I can finally say the A word, Aurora on top, baby. I only have one word written on this cue card. Look, it's Rora. Nothing else but Rora. They're gonna make it to the finals at this point. But earlier on when I was on the test with Tash, and I did say when Aurora gets things going, when the stars start aligning, when they start getting a couple of eliminations, the snowball is gonna start rolling. And they did it. 2 rounds in a row, baby. 2 rounds, 4 more to go, Aurora. Let's get it. Let's get it. Give me 4 more. 4 more booyahs.
Not biased whatsoever, but 4 more booyahs. I just got that.
They want to bring it all home.
We've seen teams being able to get 3 booyahs, 4 more booyahs. I'm going to hold you to that one. And trust me, you'll be back here with us as well. But let's talk about some of this game, because the performances out of this squad, to be completely honest, Aurora has performed so great. I know you usually don't want to talk about them, but I think it's time, Neptune.
Yeah, I'll just bring in the numbers details as well. But again, getting this back-to-back Booyah, or actually the previous Booyah, was just great motivation for them. They know exactly what they need to do right now to find the final circle, and that is what is important. And a lot of people will be saying that they're camping and what. That's just strategic. That's just something that they need to do right now, especially with how fast everyone has been taking all those eliminations. And it's a good thing as well as in terms of role, they are sticking to it. There's no crossover already, not really splitting up that much. Thus, the strength of Aurora is just growing.
Yeah, for Aurora, I don't think it's camping. I think it's just like you were saying, being tactical, and the eliminations are showing up for it. Keep in mind what we were talking about earlier. The top 2 squads, boy, their elims are just insane today. And talking about those top 2 squads, I love that the Apex dad was just kind of chilling at Apex Gaming. He was just like being realistic too. We're not pushing for that top spot, but we are pushing for them to end up being in the top 3, like Shoto has said at the beginning of the day, because on that top spot right now, Vitality is still just performing so well.
Yeah, well, let me sort of bring in 2 storylines for you, because obviously we started the day talking about Team Falcons and Team Vitality, and it looks like those 2 teams were just kind of out in front and above the rest. But what sort of happened is like the fall off of the Falcons, but not Vitality. You find that like these juggernaut teams come out swinging, but one has to crumble. Then we would bring in, you know, like Apex Gaming into the mix now. So something for like Team Falcons. Their aim would to be sort of to get to where Team Apex Gaming is, because I feel like no one is slowing down Vitality. Their average eliminations is 15 per game, and placement is 7.6, which is absolute insanity when we come to this stage of the competition. And you know, this is survival, guys. Like this is crazy. And generally, you know, there starts to come into like the motivation and the mentality sort of dipping, and this is what we're seeing from Team Falcons. But Team Vitality didn't get that goddamn memo, because they have not been slowing down. Obviously, you know, we're speaking about Aurora and bringing them into the mix as well to see them sort of surpass the Falcons. It is going to be incredibly tight in that top of the leaderboard, but I don't think no one's touching Team Vitality at this point in time, and they might not be able to do it in the next couple of matches.
And you can see how tight it is. I mean, right now, you're looking at the top 4. Lion currently finishing that top 4 and winning that tiebreaker at the moment. Team Falcons is going to be there as well. SAUL, we've seen SAUL getting a booyah earlier on, but it's going to get even harder as we go on to those last matches, Neptune.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. There's a lot of teams who will be trying their best to catch up in numbers. And you were talking about Team Falcons. Look at where they are right now. And they really want to take that spot. But again, the history between Team Falcons and Vitality, when Team Vitality has been introduced, they were the Falcon Hunters. And it's showing right now. Even when it's a reverse, Team Falcons is trying to hunt Team Vitality. Like, they are being wiped out.
Yeah, and going back to Aurora, I really loved Game 5, what they were able to do towards the end. Third party at the end, making sure that we're aware of the situation around the map, going for it and getting those wins. And now we turn the page here towards the second one. Team Secret in 7th place, 75 points. We saw the cutoff at the moment being 83. They're still within striking distance. And for the rest of the squads, Husky, do you think they might be able to do something, or is it time that we start switching the roles from potential final goers to potential teams that might end up spoiling it for some of the other squads?
I think, you know, if I have to be honest, Titan Esports Club, Total Gaming Esports, IQ, and Straw Hats might have to start, you know, transitioning into the role of spoilers at this point, because it's hard for them to catch up. We've seen some moments of brilliance in the first half, but we can see them run out of gas very, as the game progressed. My concern right now is for Team Secret. You know, I know our host Yun So Reed is the only representative of Vietnam, but I personally stand by how I look at Team Secret as a squad. They have 2 anchors, and usually when a team has someone to rely on, like for example AGL, you have Dew, you have the Axel for Aurora, so on and so forth, Yago for MIBR Laws, they usually hold a team together. But for Team Secret, we're looking at Tikui and PLS1, and they both need to have a